Welcome to yet another Q&A Thursday here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. That's right, not the podcast channel. This is a podcast, though. Anyway, semantics. I'm your host, Dane Anthony. To my right, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much for having me. And, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. Welcome to the best part of the week. Today we have an extra special show to you, for you, where today we're going to be answering your detailing questions. But behind us here, GR Supra. Sick. Awesome.
And it's a stick.
It's a sick stick GR Supra. We have Brandon Purdy in the house. T3 Grambassador.
Around here somewhere. There he is.
2024. And so he's going to be knocking out this watch. How do they manage to fit the picture everywhere?
Hold on.
It always appears.
We got to place this a little bit better
somewhere.
Like sneak it into every show.
I don't know why this always tends to happen. Yeah, I think it's still somewhat in frame.
So for those who are catching this on a podcast audio only, you may have missed some fun little Easter eggs and details. But just so you know, there's a workout picture of Anthony that does seem to find its way into random shots. Nick and Glenn really do have a great time doing that. But apart from that, if you're watching this, which we hope you are right now, and leaving your comments and questions related to today's question, as well as any other detailing questions you have, I'm just going to ask right now, please hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel here, and we can get on our way. And Anthony, I don't know if you saw what I titled and description today's Q&A as, but I wanted to focus on darker colored cars, like black paint, dark blue, dark red, just stuff that tends to show more the imperfections and things if you're not careful. But it seems like a lot of people are afraid to own a black car or a dark colored car somehow because they think it's somehow higher maintenance, more work, whatever that is. And we did that Ranger detail this week, which maybe if you could tell us a little bit about how that went and what people can see if they go check that video out after this Q&A, that would also be helpful.
Well, Dane Stonehennon, you brought up a couple good points there. And so, sorry, I guess I should have finished what I was saying earlier. So Brandon Purdy's in the house. He is here doing a wash here on the GR Supra in the background. This is just kind of a new thing we're trying, and it seems like many of you like the background washing and just seeing cars get cleaned up, which is pretty cool. So he's going to be knocking this out. He might chime in from time to time. We can ask him some questions, what products he's using, things like that. But overall, so we have the new Ranger video on the Rag Company YouTube channel. The mother effing Ford Ranger that we, I would say, I don't want to say restored, but we polished. Ford Rangers, probably one of the most indestructible trucks, of this century.
That's why so many high school kids end up with them. Yeah. Because, it's
the
first car, a little tougher to kill.
Yeah, a little tougher to kill. So we took Brandon from Customer Services, Ford Ranger. We polished that thing up, and to my surprise, it actually turned out pretty decent. But that kind of got us on the topic, right? Owning black cars, maintaining black cars, polishing black cars, really maintaining any dark cars in general. I know that personally, I have a black car.
You do?
My first car was black. The car I currently have a black car right now. And is it more maintenance? Yes and no. Not necessarily. I think that the car can look meaner, cleaner when it is clean, but I think it also look really dirty when it is lightly dirty. And we'll talk about some tricks to keep it looking better for longer. But
sure.
No, drop your comments below. Drop your questions down below. Dane, I think we're ready to jump into this. And also, thank you to Brandon for supplying us with some beverages for today. So cracking open a cold one. Levi Gates, no longer in the house, meaning that
you're allowed to have something besides Pepsi.
We've converted to Coca-Cola.
I'm keeping the honor alive thanks to Brandon, though, for bringing me a zero sugar cherry Pepsi that I will sample now, just for the sake of our audio listeners.
That's a cold one, dude. That's a good one. So, anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. Dane, can we pull up the first comment of the day?
All right. Well, it wouldn't be a Q&A without our very own Dan Pfeiffer popping in. What's Dan saying?
He's giving us a good afternoon worm up. Worm up. He's giving us a worm up from sunny yet quite cold Minnesota, USA. Happy Friday Eve, TRC gang. What's new in detailing this week?
It's a good question.
What's new is there's new content. There's
Yeah.
more content on the way. And next week's actually going to be a really exciting week because that's going to be the start of the Mobile Tech Expo, which we will be out there. Myself, John Green, Josh Brodel, Josh Petro. We're going to be there in Florida for the few days of Mobile Tech Expo, working that. I think it's going to be a really good time. And then following that, Dane, Jimmy, and Dane's brother Corey will be flying down to join us in Florida for a, I don't know, we'll call it a little TRC adventure, right?
Yeah, a classic adventure.
Yep, gonna go see.
miss those.
We're gonna go see Tavares. We're gonna go see Matt Mormon. We're gonna go shoot just plenty of videos and all of that, podcasts, you name it. It's gonna be a good time. So next week's gonna be I think a pretty heavy week.
It's going to be a good
It's gonna
time.
be fun.
All right, next up, I've got Kevin Miser here. Kevin, leading us off with a detailing question. Usually we get stuck with a bunch of hellos at the beginning, which we appreciate. I want you to know. But for those who are watching along, sometimes they're like, all right, where's the question? So thank you, Kevin, for getting right to the point. Kevin here, any at-home uses for Green Star? I bought a bottle a year ago and have barely used it since I barely use APCs in detailing my car.
Yeah. Really, dude, you can use that for just about everything. I mean, shoot, honestly, dilute it 20 to 1, dilute it 30 to 1. You can use it to clean your toilets. You can use it to clean your, baseboards. You can use it to clean, if you want to clean your floors or your, I would say, like, what's that called? Vinyl coated floors. You can use that. I wouldn't use it on necessarily hardwood or anything like that. But clean out your microwave, clean your stove top. Clean windows, clean your window tracks, right? If you ever clean your window tracks, that's something you probably should do. You can take a window track brush, a little bit of Green Star, and you can get all that grime and all that crud out of your window tracks, make those look like brand new again. Gosh.
You can use it on
the list goes on. Think of it as an all-purpose cleaner, but I would say that it is different from maybe like a household cleaner that you would use on your countertops and then throw like raw food on.
I wanted to point out the food safe aspect. I wouldn't treat it as food safe.
No, I wouldn't
using
treat it
a
as
detailing
food safe.
APC
I would
for those.
I would just use it for light cleaning around the house, but you don't really have to go crazy. I'm trying to think of what else.
Stuff gets dirty in the garage. There's plenty of things that aren't a car that can also be cleaned in a garage.
Yeah, Green Star can also be used to actually clean your concrete flooring if you have a garage floor.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I was using Green Star for a while, and I used Power Clean, and then I had Multi-Star, and I was kind of going back and forth. But before I put the Swiss tracks down, my regimen would be every couple months, every 2-3 months or so, I would mix Green Star 1-to-1 or even at full strength, spray it onto my garage flooring, connect my floor cleaner attachment to my pressure washer. It's like one that kind of spins with some brushes on it, and then run that over my concrete floor, build up a nice good froth, rinse it out, squeegee it out or sweep it out, and my floors were like always clean.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's just an easy trick there, but you'll figure out a way to use it, trust me.
There we go.
Dan Pfeiffer says, APC is my least used product by a long shot. The 1 gallon will last me a lifetime. Yeah.
Luckily, APCs don't really go bad that quickly. I mean,
well, it's funny because like APCs, people have a hard time figuring out ways to use an APC, but when you don't have an APC, you go, where's my APC, right?
Because you want something a little stronger than whatever cleaning product you were using.
So,
and you're like, I just need to break this down.
Undercarriages, control arms, anything on the underside of the vehicle, APC is always going to be a great option. Engine bay detailing, APC is a great option. Light door jamb cleaning, right? Stuff like that, you're always going to find a good use for an APC, but realistically nowadays with the cleaners that we have available to us for interior cleaning that are superior to just a diluted APC, most people are just going with the safer, for sure method of an interior cleaner.
Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that by any means. And I would say just as an extra little precaution, based on my own experience, having used some APCs at prior jobs, working at big box like, hardware stores and stuff, sometimes people get a little overzealous, say with like a strong citrus kind of APCs on plastics that just couldn't handle it. They got a little melty, shall we say.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, careful. Don't do that. Anyway, moving along here, we've got Joey.
Joey Belinsky in the house says, "What's up, my TRC buddies? Question for y'all. I have so much soap. He's swimming in it. He's covered in it. He's up to his ears in
Up to the
frothy soap.
eyeballs.
He says, what are some creative ways you can think of to use it up more quickly to make room for new goodies? Dude, give it away to friends, family, anybody that you think might use it. Give it away to a neighbor. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I remember I saw my neighbor out there doing a wash on his car. It's like around the corner. It's like an old fire chief or some sort. And I saw him washing his car. He just had a hose, Home Depot bucket. I don't even think he had a wash mitt. I think he just had like a folded up towel or something. Yeah. And I just walked over to him and I just handed him some soap. I said, hey, here you go. Here's 1 liter of, I don't even know what the heck it was. 1 liter of snow. I gave him a whole thing of snow because I'm like, I have too much of this. What else did I give him? I gave I think some other wheel cleaner I had, a couple other things, and I said, here you go, you can have it. And he was thrilled. He was stoked to get those. And so you can try that, but there's really, foam your garage door, rinse it off. You could foam your house if you wanted to and rinse it off. You got to be careful with pressure washing certain houses and stuff. Soap is tough because, well, what do you mean?
Joey
It's a nice
does
soap.
Create content from time to time. Why doesn't he just do a big foam soap comparison where it finds an excuse to just blow it all? Just really go ham.
I don't know.
Just go nuts.
I'm trying to think
Get
of
footage
other...
of it. Never know when you need some good B-roll.
I'm trying to think of other creative ways to use soap. I don't know if you have fencing. If you have vinyl fencing, right? I've foamed up my vinyl
That's
fencing.
actually a great idea. And
then rinsed that. Not that I'm like straight up washing it, but I've given it like a good foam and then rinsed it. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if you want to go that crazy. I'm pretty weird, so that's just kind of the stuff
anyway,
I'm into.
Joey, that's a good place to start, I would say. Now, let's not put ourselves to sleep here. We got to keep moving along. But hello, TRC team from Umberto. Nice to see you there, Umberto. Followed by Tamara. Hey, Tamara. Hello, everyone. Hope all is doing well.
Tamara, Lucas is on vacation. I'm sorry to report that for you.
You missed him. Sorry.
You missed him. He's going to be gone for this whole week. So, but he did tell me to let you know that in case we talk to you on here.
Because, chances are you're going to pop up in the chat. We want to make sure we keep you, up to date.
Neil White says, hey, TRC, as someone who has owned several black dark-colored vehicles, I'd say that mine are all showed dirt/scratches more than a lighter-colored car. Still love my dark-colored car. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a standard thing. And I think a lot of it gets blown out of proportion where people think that it's somehow there's more damage that happens to black cars when the reality is the same. If you put them in the same conditions, the same damage is going to happen to any other color car. It's just on a black car or dark blue, dark red, whatever dark color you have, it's going to show more, but that doesn't mean there's actually more damage.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It is smelling wonderful. Brandon, are you using ADS wheel cleaner?
I am.
I know, I can smell that. I can smell that squash from here, that JDM squash
beautiful.
scent.
Which I encourage, if they want to show some angles of him working while we answer these questions, go for it, guys, behind the scenes.
The Double O Beard says, love how my black truck looks, but once those scratches and swirls come in, it's heartbreaking. I'm trying to learn how to properly polish my black truck.
It's worth it just to have a great looking, polished surface on a black vehicle. Looks awesome. I mean, I love my black Jag, then I wrapped it green because I really love green cars, so that was kind of a fun thing. But I would have happily kept it black too, because I just think lines on cars, if they have some like awkward lines or something, you want to kind of disguise but still keep a cool looking profile. Black color car just looks good pretty much every time.
Fair enough.
And next up, we've got Hans.
Hans closing. Group Waffle King.
Yes.
Chiming in, saying, hello, Tal brothers and sisters. Hans, what's going on? We miss you, man.
Good
Next
to
up,
see you, buddy.
We've got Sheepstar says,
Hey.
Sheepstar checking in.
Well,
Welcome
consider
to the
yourself
party.
checked in. Happy to have you here, Sheep. Followed by Fine Detailing.
Oh, our another Grambassador of 2025 T1. Ryan, what's going on?
Heck yeah.
I believe Ryan said he got his care package, his ride
good.
company Grambassador care package, and he'll be posting an unboxing soon. So if you're not following him on Instagram, I recommend it. Also, subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Perfect.
I'll give a shout out to Sheepstar too. I think he said he makes YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Subscribe to him as well. I haven't watched his videos. Hopefully,
Full
it's all
choice. You're just like, I hope it's not bad.
Positive things.
No. I've seen Sheep pop around in places.
Okay.
Seems like a solid guy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Carl F
Give him the
says,
benefit
good
of the
afternoon,
doubt.
TRC. The vast majority of my cars have been black. I ain't scared. Carl?
He ain't scared.
I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to say cool
Just
story,
waiting.
bro, but then I was like, that's kind of rude. I'm not
That's
going to say that.
condescending.
Now I've said it. So, sorry, Carl. Dino. Hello, boys and girls. How are you all? I think we're doing pretty good. Dane, how are you?
I think we're doing pretty good.
Are you doing better this week than last week?
Yes.
Yes.
I still get sad though, if
Yeah,
I'm honest.
I
But
know.
it's
It's tough.
getting. I have things I need to focus on, so it's keeping me busy.
Are we going to save the second half for talking about, your dating life nowadays and things like that?
I don't think that's really even things that people are here to talk about cars and detailing. That's more of what they're about.
I've done this probably
Yeah.
500, 600 times now. And
Hi,
so
Dino.
it'd be nice to switch it up.
Oh no! Just because we've been doing it a long time doesn't mean people are new to this show.
I know, we're kidding. Alex says, "Good afternoon, TRC family. Hope you're all doing fantastic. We are doing great.
Yes.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate you. Can't wait to see you in just a couple months, man. It's gonna be a freaking party."
Seriously.
Drinks on me once we climb up Dane's, terrace in his backyard and go to the seance
Yeah.
area. Bro Code says pre-wash.
I like that username. Nice.
Coke first Pepsi. I know.
Actually, it's Coke and Pepsi this time. We're getting along just fine. Levi firmly has a corner, but I think we're pretty open-minded.
Dude, that's
here.
a spicy Coke Zero.
I like that.
That's
I like a little
it's
spice.
a little spice. You know what I mean?
Spice.
Spice.
Ooh. Okay.
It's not as McDonald's crispy, right? Like there's some times where you get a
the
crispy.
McDonald's Coke really does have that extra just crisp.
Dude,
to it.
there's
there's something about
their
that.
DCs sometimes are just extra crispy.
Yeah.
So
Double O Beard for black vehicles. Any special techniques or soaps that are specific for that color?
So,
this is something I'm particularly. Maybe it's just me. I can see your face. You're going, oh no, Dane's about to go on a soapbox and rant. I find it kind of annoying when brands decide to, just because I think it's like tricking people, and I don't like that, where they go, oh no, this is for black cars. Oh, this is for white cars. Oh, this is for yellow or orange or red or whatever. Like making it a thing when the reality is like pink correction is going to be pink correction, regardless of the color of the car. I mean, there's single stage and lacquer and different things you could do clear coat, but it's not like the different color of the car is going to automatically be a differentiating factor when you're polishing or doing some kind of correction. And I just want to get that out of the way first. Like if you're doing touch-up paint and stuff, okay, obviously the color's important, but when it comes to actual polishing, you're removing, you're not adding.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, derailed it, but that's something
okay.
I just get really.
right.
Oh, I wish they wouldn't do that.
Get it all out, Dane. That's why we're here.
But people just like
Talk about
latch
it.
onto that, and they do it because they know people will fall for it, and it's a bummer. I don't
Yeah.
like that. I don't like manipulating.
So,
I don't like
in short, there, really, as far as special techniques for black vehicles and stuff, I'd recommend you always want to have. I mean, I don't know how to say this. You want to make sure that you're following proper techniques, right? I mean, if I'm washing a black vehicle, I'm going to absolutely avoid going from bottom to top with my wash mitt. I'm probably going to use some type of snow foam or use some type of rinseless wash. More lubrication, the better. I mean, wash mitts, drying towels, all those things are going to make a difference on a black colored vehicle for sure. And again, to somebody else's point, I can't remember who said it, darker vehicles will show imperfections more so than obviously lighter colored vehicles. So you could be incurring the same damage on a lighter colored vehicle. It's just not going to be as noticeable. It's also going to change whether the car has metallic in it or all sorts of different other variables will make a difference. But for the most part, wash top to bottom, right? You don't have to use a 2-bucket method. You can if you want to. Snow foam's a great option. Rinseless washing is always going to be a safe option. But really, looking at your drying towels, looking at your microfibers, looking at how those are being taken care of, those are going to be the things that are going to be physically contacting that surface. And if those are clean and taken care of, washed properly, you're washing with rags to riches or a dedicated microfiber detergent, and drying properly, there's going to be so many other factors there that can add to it. I could say, hey, don't ever take a brush to it, or don't ever take it through a tunnel car wash with brushes. That should be a given. But the combination of a lot of other good techniques and products should at most minimize the amount of damage you're doing. And if you're doing all those things and there's still something happening, shoot, dude, you're trying your best. You're doing your all. And that's all you can hope for. This is what it is at that point. Next up.
All right. Next up, I've got Joey Belinsky, just being a helpful guy. For the audio listeners, Anthony is also very mustachioed today.
I am, and so
Purdy, in solidarity, also shaved to demonstrate he had a mustache as well.
What about you?
Which he's showing off in the background. Just I didn't do it because I've always got this full facial hair. I feel like I'm really losing weight to a point where I may actually get a jawline back. Working on that part.
Nice, okay.
And then I can get rid of my, beard that, is kind of a fake jawline, I guess. But if I were to do that, I would have like a fireman mustache. It would be this big bushy thing. So anyway,
Dane
I'll throw that out there.
Stonejaw Hennon.
Dane Stonehennon. Well, Stonehennon. It could go either way.
Anyway,
moving along. We've got Barry DeHart wondering, are you both going to MTE next week? He's half right.
So I'll be at MTE for sure. Dane will actually be flying in Saturday midday and then picking me up actually from MTE, from the hotel there. So technically Dane will be near the vicinity, but I don't think he'll necessarily be going to the event.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
And then I've got David Boyce just pointing out, Mark V Supra in the background? Yes, David. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I used it in the thumbnail, and it's actually here. That's,
amazing.
Promises made, promises kept, I say. All right, Joey also pointing out, Brandon Purdy, what's up? He's excited to see Brandon. Followed by Fine Detailing saying, Grambassadors everywhere. Anthony, while I search for more comments, because I have a boatload of pages, I just need to find them, tell people a little bit about the Grambassador program, remind them how it works, and what people are up to.
Yeah, so Grambassador program started in, 2019, right?
Yeah.
Kind of our take on the sponsorship program. It's so much more than that, though. I can't just say it's a sponsorship program. I mean, really, it was kind of built to be a little bit more of, I don't want to say an exclusive experience, but more of an experience where you guys get to know us more. We get to know you guys more, and you guys kind of represent TRC, and we send out a ton of product for you guys to use, like a wild amount of product for you guys to be able to create content with. But we're kind of, really, it's kind of about empowering people, right? It's kind of like putting product, purpose, and social media help behind individuals, no matter how big or small they are, right? Social media following doesn't really matter. We go after, we work with small people all the time with smaller followings, and it's really about quality over quantity for us. And it's kind of basically saying, hey, here's a platform that we are going to support you on. Here are products that we believe in, that we think that you'll believe in. Go out, shoot stuff. We help promote you, and then what you put into this is kind of what you get out of it. And weirdly enough, I don't want to say weirdly enough, but deserving enough, we've had so many Grambassadors who've just done amazing things in their, not as times of just being Grambassadors, but the years following that,
After.
right? Whether it's, jobs in the detailing industry, whether it's, taking a YouTube channel and, having it blow up, and then there's so many different things.
Remember Chromatic? Remember Vermil? Like guys who didn't necessarily have huge followings before. We got a chance to, meet through that way and stuff. And you look at them now, they're doing just fine for themselves.
They're doing just fine. But great. Everybody's taken something from it, and there have been in the past people who, they run it, they do the thing, they do their quarter, they do their trimester, and then that's usually kind of it, right? They say, hey, this was fun, and I say, cool, well, hey, whatever happens, we wish you luck, we'll continue to support you. But some people don't give up, and they just keep wanting to keep going and keep creating stuff, and before you know it, these people are at SEMA. People are working with brands. These people are now sponsored by other brands. These people are now going on trips, doing events, and doing things, and working with people in the industry that they never thought they would be able to do otherwise. And I don't know.
It just seems to open doors.
It seems to open a lot of doors. Yeah,
I love seeing that.
So,
all right, Fine Detailing.
That Ranger was dude, I think it was
on a
wasted.
scale of 1 to wasted. How wasted was that Ranger, exterior wise?
Dude, that was like. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
That thing hit a deer.
Oh, right, yeah, and there were antlers inside of it.
Yeah.
Apparently, well, one. Souvenir, I guess.
She'd start asking the important questions, would rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 ducks? Oh, I asked that one already. Okay. Do you prefer waffles or pancakes? Dane, what say you?
Fair question. I grew up as a pancake guy. I evolved into a waffle guy. Yeah. And then lately, You know, when I went to a diner recently, I actually ordered pancakes, like blueberry pancakes. It had been a long time. I got a short stack. I was real happy with it. And I realized I'm losing weight, but it was something where it was like a treat yourself kind of deal.
Dane, you don't have to have guilt about wanting to enjoy some of life's finer amenities.
I'm a neurotic person who overthinks everything, and that was one of those deals. And I justify it by going, okay, the gym's going to be extra tough this
Brandon,
week.
are you a pancake or waffle guy?
You can alter pancakes a lot easier than a waffle.
You can alter pancakes a lot easier than
mashing
waffles.
Bananas, adding vanilla,
okay,
chocolate
so
chips.
you're a pancake guy then?
I'm a pancake guy.
Okay. That's what we needed to know.
Yes.
Diversity of opinions on the show.
Dane,
I love it.
I didn't get to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez, I walked right past that one. Okay, you do your thing.
I didn't get to talk. Holy crap, this light is so bright. Are you not blinded
I'm
by
fine
this light?
I'm facing this way. The light's over here.
I am seeing white squares.
But look how great it makes you look.
Does it?
It's very flattering compared to how it was before.
So, here's my thoughts on this. Not going too far down the rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. Waffles. I love Eggo waffles. I think Eggo waffles are delicious. I know that sounds probably weird to some people, but Eggo waffles with chunky peanut butter and like a sugar-free syrup.
So you like your prefab waffles?
Dude,
you like the just like crack it like it's covered in like ice, and you're just like, this is great.
Love Eggo waffles.
Not even making your own
with
waffles.
Chunky peanut butter. That was one of my favorite things as a kid.
I had a best friend who'd get on the bus after doing that every morning. You could smell the peanut butter from like a mile away. It was so strong.
What I would say, though, realistically, though, a good waffle from a good breakfast place, I think is pretty good, right? But let's be real here. There's nothing like a stack of pancakes from a high quality, diner or whatever it is. They put it right. I mean, they're hot. They're steaming. You take your butter or whatever it is you want to throw over the top of it. You pour over your syrup and you just go to town. Like pancakes are just, it's cake. It's fun.
So
I don't even know how that's considered a breakfast food, to be honest.
I'm with you on this one. This is another personal opinion. I'll kind of like mold it a little bit. With pancakes, there's a greater degree of quality. You can have some like not great pancakes, or you can have some amazing pancakes depending on how they're made, all that stuff. But with waffles, I feel like the barrier is a little bit easier, where even a bad waffle is still a good waffle, and then the great waffles are still pretty dang good, but like a great pancake suddenly just like shoots past it.
Well, dude, we didn't sheep start. You didn't even bring up, you didn't even bring up.
You probably didn't expect this level of analysis.
He didn't bring in what's that called? Cinnamon toast. What's that called?
French toast. Hey, you want to talk French toast?
We got to get past this. We got to go.
I will lose my mind because I am a French toast connoisseur.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love French toast so much.
I know you do.
All right, Stealth
GR4 says, as someone who owns the worst black paint on the market, a black GR Corolla, what can I recommend product wise across the ATG group, PNS 3D, Pro Wax, High Tech? This can be wash, wax. What can I recommend product wise? What can we recommend product wise?
So he's just wondering, from those particular brands, what would work for his scenario, having a black GR Corolla. I'm surprised because traditionally black Honda paint, that's considered among the worst for a certain time period. GM black paint, also very, very, very rough in recent years. But yeah, the GR Corolla one, I only heard a little bit about. So
I don't know.
What's uniquely terrible about it, Stealth? I don't know, so I'm curious to hear your input.
But as far as like PNS goes, I mean, shoot, dude, everything in the PNS line will be totally fine on black paint. There's nothing that's going to be stand out more than the others. I do think that Dream Maker, right, on black paint after a wash with something like Radiance or something like that would really make that thing like glow. It'd be nice.
Okay.
Next up here, we've got
Shark Blue Turbo.
Says, hey guys, I washed my Twist and Shout with new blue Spectrums and now it has a blue stain.
Oh no!
Is this dye transfer and would they transfer on the second wash? Maybe not. Usually we don't really have any major dye issues with the blue Spectrums. I mean,
I honestly haven't heard many people say that. Not that I'm doubting you. Like, if it happened, it happened. But
yeah,
it's
but
one of those...
I wouldn't count on it happening again. But maybe if you wanted to play it safe, wash the Spectrums on their own.
He does say they were new, so this is like the very first time they're being washed. If it happens once, I'm not expecting that to happen again.
Yeah.
Like you said. No, I think once it's happened in that initial wash, just to bear in mind with any new towels that have a particularly like vibrant color, it's always just kind of a good policy, at least the first time out, to wash them separately. Like at least kind of like with like the way you do with normal laundry. You don't necessarily want to wash your whites with like the reds and the blues, deep, vibrant colors. But after those initial washings, then you might be able to open it up a little bit. And once again, also important to remember, dye transfer will not affect the performance of the towels. That's something to bear in mind too, because I think a lot of people worry, oh, if this happened, are they clogged, are they whatever? No, they should be totally fine, work exactly the way they need to. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
No, you're fine.
All right, so next up, I've got David Cervantes here saying, what's up, guys? David, nice to see you, buddy. Glad to get you in here. Neil White, Anthony's got this 1990s Navy SEAL instructor look going today. I love it.
Thank you. I'd like to be in the next Top Gun Academy, ideally, but I don't know if I have what it takes, I don't know if they take people with bad backs. Anna Longfield says, I'm a couple of minutes late. Did I miss anything other than Mustache Anthony? No, that seems to be kind of what's happening today, Anna. Pretty low-key Thursday.
Yeah. We're hanging out here and we're answering your questions. It's the beauty of Q&A Thursday here. It's not meant to be a stressful time. It's meant to be a relaxing time.
Brandon's laying down a little force in the background here. Yeah. Can you get a shot of that?
I do love that. And we got an angle of them out there. I know they'll cut to it. There we go.
Perfect.
Yes. Perfect. And we'll keep talking. Just because the angle changes doesn't mean we have to stop talking.
So he's laying down some force pre-spray here on this GR Supra. It's looking good. Can't wait for that. It's going to look amazing at the end. Following here, Anna, we got, what else we got, Dane?
Mm-hmm.
David Boy says, would love to see an R32 GTR or a Nissan 240Z, or a Nissan 240, or that Evo that Anthony never drives. Well, obviously that's off the list because I never drive it. But an R32 GTR, we'll probably find one of those. A 240, we could probably find one of those.
You ever driven an R32? They're fun.
I haven't, Dane.
Yeah. It's got that old kind of analog feel to it. Never driven an R33 or 34 because, obviously. But 32, got a chance. It was cool. But, all right, let's see. Steve Pearson, Sheepstar, you ask that question a lot. Are you owned by the big duck industry or something? And the reason I brought this up is because his response, I felt, could be improved. Sheepstar says, big horse, actually. Sales are through the roof, because he wanted to hear me say the word roof because I don't say roof. But I would argue they're through the hoof. Yeah.
Dane, if you say another bad joke like that,
oh man,
then we're kicking you off of this.
I had to. I hope everybody enjoyed that terrible moment.
That sounds good right now, Dane.
What?
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Maybe tonight after I got a quick little thing after work, but then after that, Dane's going to come over and we're going to watch Gone in 60 Seconds.
The remake one.
The remake. And I'm thinking I might have Dane stop at a Wiener Schnitzel on the way over.
I forgot we have one here in Meridian now.
Dude, it's cheap. It's
just for that California feel.
You can still get like 10 chili dogs for like, I don't know, like $20 or something. It's crazy.
A few places like that left. Steve Pearson, Coke over at Pepsi. Okay, so he's trying to start a little battle, I would say. But, Steve, Volkswagen owner, Volkswagen fan. I guess we associate Coke and Volkswagen now. Pepsi, you guys determine what Pepsi is in that scenario with car makers. Moving along, we want to know from Barney13. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Armour Phobic?
From what I've used so far, I think it's awesome. I think it's super easy to use. It's a legit coating, dude. The thing is it's gonna. That's why it comes with 2 sprayer heads, because the first one's gonna get clogged. It's a legit coating. Really easy to use. It's going to perform awesome. I don't know. We don't really have anything else like Phobic in our line that's going to be kind of like a quick spray-on applied coating like that. But if you are looking for a way to add protection it's obviously a little bit more of an application than a spray sealant, less forgiving spray sealant, but could be done in the same time, I'd say go for it. Go for it. Use it. Yeah. I think Phobic will kill it in detail shops when customers are looking for a year plus coating, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy to use, and cost-wise, you build that into the detail. Yeah, I think we'll be able to make some good money with that product.
Anna.
Dr. Pepper over all other beverages.
I love Dr. Pepper.
Do you?
I've always loved Dr. Pepper. It's a polarizing drink, I know.
I've never.
But I haven't had it in a long time because I've been drinking so many zero sugar things over the last few years. I realized before somebody comments, yes, zero sugar things are still not great for you. It's just an alternative. But Dr. Pepper is one of those, I can't have the diet version. If I have it, you need the full fat, full leaded version of it to really appreciate.
Yeah, I just.
Although
there's never a time I've ever craved a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper with vanilla in it, also very, very lovely.
You can take it or leave it.
Anna, what does everyone use to detail kitchen appliances?
Bead maker.
We kind of went through that
I
a
use
little
bead
bit.
maker all the time. Dude.
Yeah.
Bead maker on all of my stainless. It looks so good. I love bead maker.
Neil White with the good answer. He said, "What do you use?" He's like, "My kids." Fine detailing. Go ahead.
Just order the Radco clay bar. Is this considered a light, medium, aggressive clay? Yeah, I'd say it's medium to light. It's a fine grade clay. It won't. It's not going to damage. It's not going to scratch. It's not going to heavily mar anything. It's always going to depend on your paint work. But I mean, the clay bar really was designed to be a pretty light decontamination tool. It's not going to be anything super crazy. So, but it works well. It works. I mean, people that love using clay love it. It's one of our best-selling clay products for the reason that there are people that still love using traditional clay. They don't necessarily want to go to a synthetic clay towel or clay scrubber. So it's just a good all-around option for traditional decontamination.
All right. Then I've got OC Detail, New Jersey. Hey, Anthony.
Where do you guys see the industry going in the next 5 to 10 years? Products, detailing processes, how is AI and automation going to be a part of detailing?
That is a good question.
I did not have enough caffeine today for that question.
Well, I'm working on it.
I know you're working on it, Dane.
But I do think when it comes to any kind of evolutionary process, new products finding their way into the market, you have seen a lot of things that are just kind of variations on stuff that already existed, kind of regurgitations. The innovation is sometimes lacking as of late, and I get it. I understand. Like, a lot of people feel like we're almost kind of stuck. Like, at a certain point, if all you're being is nostalgic for, like, something from the past, like 10 years from now when everything that was culture is just nostalgic, what are you left with? It's just nostalgia for a different time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have that kind of like permanence in our memories as to like what defined that time period. And when it comes to products, it can be a similar kind of thing where you're looking for what cuts through, what punches through. What's something that in the last 5 years, because we've been doing this a lot longer than that at this point, but 5 years, what was kind of the thing that more than any other product, it cut through, it got attention, people were like, oh, this is something different? What would you say out of all the things we dealt with kind of stood out that way?
I mean, there's been a lot of things. I mean, shoot, even just bead maker being a spray sealant that was that easy to use with that feel, that smell. I mean, that was something that really wasn't as common, right? I mean, back then. I mean, there was lots of different spray sealants and stuff like that on the market, but I mean, none of them really gave that user experience like Bead Maker did, right? In terms of like that type of slickness. So I mean, I gotta give credit where that's due there.
Here's the sad part where I tell you 5 years ago was 2020.
5 years ago. I mean, well, I mean,
now I'm talking
I guess
10 years.
7 years ago,
yeah. If
right?
we're talking like 7 years ago, then you'd have a point. But like in more recent memory, since pandemic and all that, like what's been the thing?
There was the graphene thing that happened.
They did focus on that a lot
for
that 2021 2 period.
It just went.
But that was also just kind of like the next step with like ceramic tech and stuff.
Well, I think it was supposed to be the next step, but I think that the science proved that it wasn't what it was meant to be.
Well, and the hard part, say, with like graphene was it was never like a product was 100% graphene or anything like that. It was always just kind of like an additive in a greater product.
It's like drinking a LaCroix, right?
It doesn't take much. It's there.
Where
certainly.
you're like, is this lemon flavored? And somebody yells like the word lemon. You go, it is lemon flavored. It whispers that. It was kind of like that, but with the whole graphene thing. I mean, you can argue to say that yes, there was more involved in that, but I mean, the effects of it not so significantly greater than that of a traditional ceramic that it was kind of like, well, is this just a word being put on a bottle now? Maybe not.
There was an obsession for a time with people just slapping the name onto stuff because it had it in there, but did it make the product better? Debatable. Some people liked them, certainly. But yeah, that's the hard part. It's like you're still just kind of doing the same thing, but it's just a new version of the same thing. I think you have to go way back to like when Rinseless was introduced. That was a way to do something completely alternative to soap while still filling that void, but it was different in a way that I think a lot of products nowadays just aren't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I get it. People are looking for that new thing. So when it comes to AI and automation, I'm curious if there's going to be, say, like Levi working over with Auto Wash. I'm curious what they've got in store for the future of like drive-through car washes, if there's safer ways of doing that, more computer involvement, things like that, in hopefully developing technologies that are less likely to cause damage to a car's finish.
Yeah.
In their case, they're very particular and very careful, but there's always going to be people who are like, I'd rather do it by hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to, persuade those people otherwise.
Yeah.
Anyway, something to think about.
We could go down a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much time we want to spend.
Yeah, no, I could go on forever, and I don't want to bore people, but it's something to ponder. There we go.
Travis Aldridge says, Anthony, in your opinion, what is the best product to restore plastic trim on bumpers and door steps?
Okay. Best.
So I am pretty much always going to lean in the camp of solution finish for most trim restoration. And really, I think it's just because I think I just know too much. I've learned so much over the years, and solution finish, well, yes, it's not a permanent fix, right? The fact that a solution finish restore can last, a year plus in many cases, especially with over the top, but it won't necessarily degrade or clog your trim. That is something that I know is important because I have coated trim before that unfortunately has faded underneath the coating and was not possible to restore again because the coating was rejecting whatever I was trying to put on to restore it. So I think coating new trim, you're probably fine. Restoring old trim, solution finish is probably still going to be the answer. If you're looking for like a temporary thing, I wouldn't say temporary, but semi-temporary, but that's easy to use, it won't necessarily clog or seal off the trim. I think PSS from Koch Chemie is really good. I think it's a pretty killer product. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I stick with. It's usually my job, the jobs I'll do. It's either a solution finish over the top job or it's a PSS touch-up.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's kind of the area I stay in.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Hey, Purdy, just a quick heads up. If you want to close the door to the back room here, just so we're not getting the pressure washer noise going out. It's fine. I think people are able to hear. I just didn't know for sure, so I just wanted to make sure we were
That smells
doing
incredible.
Our best. It does smell so
I didn't
good.
hear Brandon yell coconut earth before he started laying that on. But that is, oh man, that is intoxicatingly good.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the foam is when it starts to reveal the body lines on the black car that you didn't see before. Right on camera that you're actually getting. So the big fake scoop on the doors. People get really sensitive about the fake scoop, but it's like, it is what it is. It's a cool body line.
It's pointless. But Brandon, what are you thinking of that coconut earth aroma?
It is amazing. I'm a big coconut guy. I'm a huge coconut Red Bull guy, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Coconut Red Bull, all right.
Mata's giving me diffuser vibes, as if I'm diffusing something.
That smell is intoxicating. Mm-hmm. It is very aromatic. So
it's so nice.
Love that combo.
First time. Coconut Earth Virgin right here.
Nice.
It's nice now, but then
Beautiful.
He's probably going to break out some kind of fallout remover.
Did you do that 1-to-1, that mix?
I might have gone a little heavy on the coconut. I'm sorry.
No. I think it's fine.
Nobody's mad about that here.
No, I'd say I'm just curious on what your mix was, your final mix there. But you can go 1-to-1. It just depends. But you need both of them to really be able to get the most out of it. So let's see. What spray sealant impressed the heck out of me? I used Ryan West Industries Fusion, and it was insanely durable and hydrophobic. I have not used that product.
All right. Well,
no, I've not used
Ryan
that.
West Industries. Not familiar.
Ryan West Industries. Never heard of it.
Okay.
Bill Pearson says, "Howdy, fellas, from sunny SoCal." Not on fire part. This is, I believe, this is the other form of the other deep south is where he's at.
Yeah.
Dane, stop pushing me to buy more Eagle 500s. I have unopened packages of them.
Wait. When did I push those on you?
What have you been trying to just?
Unless he's referring to that really, at this point, really old video I made a long time ago about Eagle Edgeless, and he's seeing that, and he's just like, I have enough, please stop. I guess you're just, target customer for Eagles. They must know something. I don't know.
Can we remake that video so it's not 10 years old?
I mean, we could, but people seem to like it just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, the funny part, okay, think of it this way. You watch that video and you're just like, oh, that's a pretty good GSM. Oh, that's okay, country origin, good. The towels look good if you don't know any of this stuff. Best part, you click the link, you follow to it, you actually see it, and you're like, whoa, these specs are actually better than the one I just saw in the video. Awesome. Like, it's a nice surprise because we've updated it since then.
Yeah.
It's gone through evolution. So, anyway, I hope anybody who clicks on it who wasn't familiar with it before is pleasantly surprised that the Eagles just kept getting better and better. All right, Anna Longfield.
I don't have any crotch goblins other than a really sassy tuxedo named
I don't even know what that's in
Princess
response
Oreo.
to. I feel like I just clicked that expecting a
Right.
question.
Shark Blue Turbo says, Kevin, I love G's and a foam cannon for my wheel step from the whole area. Think dilution and go to town. I don't even know what he's talking about.
He's just
I
having
love G's.
Oh, GS, Green Star.
What the heck? I couldn't.
Took a sec.
I don't know why I was thinking G's. That was weird.
Aw, geez.
Juice in the house saying, let's go.
There's
What's up?
juice
What's up,
free.
dude?
All right, can always count on Juice to keep it interesting in the comments.
We are
Brian.
also digging this Supra, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
No,
thing,
it's looking
this
good out
thing
there.
is mean.
And he follows up and says the same thing from another account. All right. I guess he's a busy guy.
Talk to us, Brandon. How's that
Yeah.
lubrication of that soap feeling?
Oh, it's beautiful. I might just slip off the thing. Oh my goodness. And
I know.
pro tip, if you're ever in this wash bay,
Yeah.
Air Force Ones are not the move on Swiss tracks.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, these are slick.
little slick, little sketchy.
I think that Joey should have a phone party.
All right. Just got a blast of music in my ear. Don't know why. Occasional detailer. Are you flying in direct to Orlando or Miami?
We're flying. Why do you want? Why?
I feel like
I don't know.
he's going to be waiting for us there.
I don't know why that has to be answered. We are flying direct.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
But
we are.
Yeah, we are. Joey Walensky says, phone party at my house this weekend. DM me for details.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, Joey's got a giant bag of stale gummies, right? As well as a
Nice.
lot of foam. So go and enjoy the fun.
And
Just,
then
yeah. Be
juice free
careful.
here. Add a cap of your soap to your APC you use for wheels and exterior bugs. Well, I like how he says exterior bugs, which implies that there are interior bugs that you use something else on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neil, okay, he's thinking more like a warehouse rave at this point. Find a warehouse and have a giant foam party with all that soap. That's an idea.
So dangerous. We'd be slipping all over.
B-roll is a great idea, Dane. Gonna deep clean the trash cans this week. That's right. When in doubt, foam it out. So much foam. All right, moving along here. I've got Bryant saying, I sold a bunch of my soap on Marketplace so it wouldn't go bad. So I can buy more soap and try others.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, really. I
Think about the kind of person who's buying somebody's used soap on Marketplace.
You could easily bundle just a bunch of detailing products together and say, hey,
Yeah.
$10, take it all.
Sure,
$20,
yeah, if you
take
bundle
it all.
it, I think that makes more sense. It's just hard if like you're individually listing
No,
each
you
bottle
just
and you're
list
like,
it off, like-
1/4 of a 500 ml bottle of insert, Dream Maker here, $3. It's like, is that worth the time and effort it took to list
No.
to sell for? No, No, just like give it to a friend.
So what I've done in the past with the things that are like I have a hard time selling, or I don't really know how to sell.
You are a marketplace master, I will say.
Thank
and
you, Dane.
eBay, you're eBay aficionado, marketplace master.
Stop it. I really am, but I just, I'm pretty excited about, buying and selling things online. However, like if I think of something I would buy anyways, right? Like, so like, let's just say like a Red Bull, right?
Yeah.
I used to straight up just tell people on like a marketplace listing or a Craigslist listing, say, trade for a 4-pack of Red Bull. Trade for 2 4-packs of Red Bull, right? They literally jump on that immediately, dude. I've had people show up to my door with 2 things of Red Bull, and they go, dude, I brought you the Red Bull. I'm like, deal's a deal, man. Here you go. And like they're like
cash-free transaction.
They're stoked. I'm stoked. I didn't have to go and buy the thing I was going to buy anyways. I'm like, this works out perfect.
All right.
I don't even know what I did that with. I think, I had a bunch of oil one time that I wasn't going to use for a vehicle. Ooh. Traded it for Red Bull. I don't know. There's lots of different creative ways you can do it.
I like that.
Josh McKay says, thank goodness it's Q&A Thursday. Yeah.
Agreed.
Carl F. says, Joey, put some soap on a slip and slide and build a ramp so you can jump the furthest.
I remember old YouTube videos where people, wow.
Brandon's
okay,
sliding.
we are not liable for anything that happens to Brandon if he were to...
Nick, get the waiver.
Suddenly, get the waiver. Did he sign anything, guys? Oh, man.
Here
Super
for all the shenanigans. Thank you. Thank you, Al, for being here.
Appreciate you. So we got a lot of kind of like people popping in late here who are just saying, hey, opinions on Nasiol coatings and products, if any. I remember we talked with them.
Nothing but good things, man. Yeah. I've heard the whole line's pretty great. So I haven't really used everything hands-on, but I mean, from the feedback I've heard, I think we have a couple people in customer service that had ordered some stuff and played with it. I think it sounds like a pretty solid brand. You want to stay on the ball and just understand like what's out there, so you know how you're doing. Yeah. Smash that like button. I agree, Al. Please do so right now if you haven't already. You're watching. Bam! I see 85 of you hanging out, so let's do that. Not super interested in light, but it seems quite a few community members will be there, and I already have FOMO from SEMA. I'm going to be there. Dane will be in the parking lot. On the last day. I think we have a pretty good lineup. I think it's going to be a good time. But, I mean, hey, do what you got to do. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But we would love to obviously see as many people as we can. Absolutely. And, I mean, Anthony will talk your ear off about just about anything. He is good at that. Tamara, I hope Lucas has a great vacation. I agree, Tamara. We all hope. He needs it. He's been working hard lately. His hair has been growing at an alarming rate, so we knew that he needed to get out of here for a while. The Ida Fro can only get so big. SJ115284 says, Anthony, do you know anything about the Griot's new JDM squash scent? Is it the real? I didn't even know they made that. Is that real? That sounds great. When did that happen? I like the sound of that. Have I been living under a rock? Yeah? I think that's the name of the line. Not sure about that name. Is it a spray or is it, what is it? It's their line of, from what I know, it's their line of scents. And one of them is it a spray scent or is it a... It's like an interior spray scent, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. But I think it's an odor remover, like fresh up in a way. Gotcha. So, yeah. Okay. So it does more than just mask. It actually removes. I think so. But you know what? Then I'm picky. I'm picky about the fragrances in the car. I'm also picky about spraying things versus hanging things versus I'm kind of crazy about that. But I might check that out. Right? Yeah. That sounds good. I might reach out to Rod and say, Rod, send some of that my way. Yeah. Let me put my nose in it. I mean, every SEMA, you go and check out their booth just to see what's going on. It's fun. Holy, nearly 100 folks online. Yes, that's right, Steve. It has been a good day for the stream. Appreciate all of you who came by to watch and hang out with us. How many DIYers do we have in the group versus full-time detailers? Yeah, let us know in the comments. I think it's a good mix. People can weigh in, but I feel like we have a pretty good balance. And we have a fairly international audience, which I also enjoy. I'm glad we're not, just stuck in one country. We got a lot of different opinions from a lot of different places. Juice Free says, how come there is no videos with Carpet Bomber and an IK sprayer with the dry foam tip? Oh, he wants the dry foam. Yeah, I don't know. We never really produced any videos like that. We have really old videos from way back in the day showing how to foam onto seats and stuff like that. Yeah. But
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Maybe we should revisit that. I like that idea.
Okay. Been a while. Okay. Superado. Great Ranger vid, Anthony. Well done.
Thank you. That was a fun
Shout out
time.
to that one.
You guys couldn't see it. I was drinking a case of Natty Light while doing that job. It was only appropriate.
It is a Ranger.
It is a Ranger.
You find the cans later. Joey, thank you. Appreciate that. Steve, are there any TRC events happening at Mobile Tech Expo that we should know about?
Not necessarily. We're not
ones.
teaching at Education Day, but I mean, really, we're going to be there, kind of hanging out in the booth. I mean, that's kind of the main thing, but nothing event-wise. I mean, nothing notable.
Okay. All right. Ooh. I'm enjoying an extra crispy Diet Coke from McDonald's as we speak. 10-piece nuggies on the side. All right. Thank you, Joey, for the update. ProShine Solutions with a super chat. I want you guys to know it is a thing we do here. If you're new here and you're not aware, we do clap whenever somebody offers up a super chat.
It's true.
Hey, tell you what, it's a little tough for Brandon to do it right now, but Brandon, every time we get a super chat, everybody has to clap.
I'm so sorry. ProShine Solutions.
We're totally making
clap it up.
do it too.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
$9.99.
You're doing your thing. You're doing a great job.
Here we go. It says, long-time listener, first-time watcher live, hoping to catch more. Just want to speak for everyone and say we appreciate all you guys, what you do for the community.
Aww.
Favorite go-to one-step compound pad setup?
You definitely have a few.
Dude, I mean, Uno Advance is pretty much like all-in-one. Uno Advance is pretty amazing. Uno Advance with a yellow wool or simply a yellow foam, money.
It can cover
That's what I actually
so
finished
much.
out that Ford Ranger with, right? Speaking of which,
Yeah.
and it saves time. It still offers a decent amount of cut, adds protection in one step. So yeah, I mean that's just a killer product if you haven't tried Uno Advanced. Yeah.
I like the sound of that. Then we've got... Okay, some of these are definitely not detailing questions. I'm
That's
looking
okay.
through.
No, that's okay, Dane.
Well, I mean, they're like literally back and forth conversations that have nothing to do with the show. Fine detailing.
Just ordered the gray FTW. What?
What?
There are gray FTWs? Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Maybe. Go to theradcompany.com. Go check it out. Premium 70-30 blend, South Korean made. They might be in gray now.
Could be.
They could be.
Double O Beard wants to say thank you for that response.
Yep.
And Josh McKay, I'm trying my all with my black Honda. You know a thing or two about owning a black Honda. Or a black Acura in some cases.
Yeah.
What's that experience like?
It's not bad, Dane. I mean, myself, being that it lives in the garage, it makes a massive difference.
Mm-hmm.
I only really have to wash that car probably once I started living in the garage. I only have to wash that car like once every 2 months.
No,
Granted, I'm
not
not
bad.
driving it every single day. It's not seeing a bunch of rain and all that. But I mean, it's not.
It's a high mile car, though.
Yeah, but Dane, what does high miles have to do with it being dirty?
No, that's what I love about it. Is it actually got driven by the first owner a lot.
It did, and so
And you're
now
only the second
So
owner.
now I'm giving it. I'm letting it rest
It earned it.
in the garage. It earned it.
Yeah.
That was a commuter for a long time, and so now
True.
it gets to rest. And then,
Especially with the abomination of a new RSX they're previewing out there now.
horrible.
Oh.
So
They Mitsubishi eclipsed that poor thing.
they did not good.
All
Next
right.
up.
Next up, Tamara. Oh, that's nice.
Dane, you look really good. You have lost weight, especially in the face.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Tamara.
Sooner or later, I'll be confident enough to shave this off just to see what happens. Some of the guys are like, I don't know if you want to do that, but I'm curious because I haven't seen my
I want you to
shaved
go
face
all
in ages.
I want you to go eyebrows shaved as well. I want you to go all in.
Well, I'm not trying to look like I have like alopecia or something. I'm just trying
No, I want you to just own it. I want you to be the most chiseled you've ever been, to where everything just needs
Chad jaw with a butt chin. I just
need no hair accents.
like an Aaron Eckhart chin. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Tamara. Making me feel good today. All right. Kirby.
My guy Kirby says, afternoon TRC crew and viewers too. Houston is almost ice-free and sunny day. See everyone at MTE next week. Kirby, we will see you there at MTE.
Yeah.
Excited for it.
Glad to have you guys there. And
DS says, are you guys open to the opening up the Grambassador program to non-meta platforms in the future? Possibly. I mean, yeah.
Carson is pushing hard for TikTok, although we've seen how
I don't see why
tenuous.
not. There's nothing that's necessarily stopping us from, helping people out that are on those platforms if they, if we needed to do, some type of sponsorship outside of that. It's just there's just a lot of
I love when people take
stuff.
a chance on creating a YouTube channel and doing that kind of thing here too, which means they can also blend into the chat here and people can actually click on their profile and go see their stuff. There's definitely a lot of benefit in that too.
True.
I would encourage those of you who
Well,
are
Dane, we've
at
actually
it.
reached a wonderful halfway point here, believe it or not. So here in the next few minutes, you're going to be hearing some words from ourselves as well as our brand partners here in the industry. Don't go anywhere. Go pick up, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do, but don't leave because we're going to be back to answer more of your detailing questions. We're going to see if Brandon can pull off this wash on this Supra. We're going to have to check out that final result. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Smash that like. And welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday here at the Rag Company YouTube channel, where I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, what's going on? Thanks for having
and
me.
right behind us, we have the wonderful Purdy Auto Pros joining us. You have a YouTube channel and stuff.
I
would
do.
say shout it out, people can go check it out.
Yeah,
it's
of
okay.
course. Yeah. You find me anywhere besides Twitter and TikTok. I know I probably need to jump on those at some point, but Purdy Auto Pros.
Purdy Auto Pros,
on
baby.
Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah.
So Brandon's here, knocking out this GR Supra behind us, doing the wash, and so far so good. I mean, you hit it with forced, and then you got to the wheels with ADS wheel cleaner.
Yeah, ADS tire.
ADS tire.
Great. I just did beads by ADS on the wheels. I'm really, really happy with them. I haven't used it yet, so very exciting.
Nice.
Cool. Of beads, but yeah.
Sweet, and then you hit it with coconut earth, right?
That's right.
The mixture of Mata from Sternagloss and Snow from Sternagloss, the combination of the two, create this coconut earth, a very powerful
smell, yes.
pre-cleaning soap that just
Beautiful.
smells good, has just, very good lubrication. And so what's the process from here?
Yeah, so we're going to do a light clay where we feel that it's needed. With synthetic, we'll be using KCX's clay spray and then the Rag Company clay scrubber.
Cool.
And then we'll rinse that thing down, we're going to dry it, and then we're going to seal it. But we want to challenge y'all. Maybe we can have you all vote or maybe comment on what we should seal this black 2024 GR Corolla with.
I like that, Brandon.
Yeah.
That's nice. Now we're putting it on them.
Yeah.
The choice is yours.
That's right.
What's going to make this black paint pop the most? Let us know down in the comments. And hopefully here within, what do you think, the next 30 minutes? 20 minutes we'll get started on that?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
It won't be an exact
Cool.
science, but I'll get the vibe of which one's getting the most
Perfect.
votes, and we'll just roll with that.
I
So
love it. Let's
don't
do
get
it.
mad at me if it's not an exact count, but I'll know when I'm looking at which one's getting
Dane,
the
we
most
know you're getting
attention.
paid under the
Appreciate
table
it,
by
Dane.
these other brands to promote their products. So
Yeah, it's called having this job, and we carry the products. So
No,
any one of them,
yes, that's
the-
what it is. Yes, of course.
That always cracks me up when the skeptics and conspiracy theorists online are like, I think they're getting paid by the company to do this stuff. It's like, no, we literally carry the products.
sell
and
them.
we
We're
sell them.
distributors, yeah.
I think they're getting paid. Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, crap, this is my job.
It's different
how I
from
put-
an individual
that's how I put
product
bread on the
reviewer who
table
gets
for my
paid that
family.
kind of-
from Olive Garden.
It's a completely different animal.
Speaking of Olive Garden, went there. My family and I we went there last week. And
how are the breadsticks still?
so funny enough, I can only eat 1 to 2 of those breadsticks before I'm done. Like
Yeah?
I don't want to have any more after like 1 or 2. Like I'm pretty much done. And then the other thing too, the salad.
He's so offended.
The salad at Olive Garden, right? While yes, it is delicious and it is good. Sometimes, right? I feel like I get a lot of the peppers in there, right?
Oh,
and I
okay.
like spicy stuff, but like I think the vinegariness, right, kind of sets it off a little bit too much. So I would like to see other salad options. Like if there was a way that Olive Garden came out with like a standard like Caesar or something like that was just as good as their Italian, I would be all over it. But there's Zuppa Toscana soup. Delicious. That's what I usually get.
Okay.
And then as far as like the pasta, I usually get the shrimp scampi.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's light on calories. It's it's fun. It's got a little
You love
lemon
your
zest,
seafood.
lemon zest to it. But
get it.
if I had to choose though, that chicken bacon, the carbonara.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like I think it's like 3,000 calories in that thing. It's like 1,000 calories per serving. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, that whole entire thing is like overload.
That's
Let us know what your
a
favorite
lot.
Olive Garden dish is in the comments as well. Just
See,
switch it up.
The people who complain that we don't talk about detailing enough are kind of missing the point when we do this stuff. It's meant to be a variety show kind of thing, too. We are here to answer your questions, but we got to put a little flavor on it. Otherwise,
gotta put flavor.
how are you going to be able to tell us apart from the million other detailing shows that are out there? You can get that info
true.
anywhere, but we want to be a little bit more than that.
Jandico says that shine is magnificent.
High praise.
I think Supra's looking pretty good, man.
It's
looking great.
Really like that. Iced Out Detailing LLC. Perfect timing when jumping on is hearing all the positivity from TRC. You know, we do try and be pretty positive, but we don't want fake positivity.
People.
We got to be like real positive. So when you do it, it's got to have some weight behind it. It's got to be
Agreed.
substantial. You got to mean what you say. All right. Next up, back to the waffles conversation. Chicken and waffles. I love chicken and waffles.
You know, I've never actually had chicken and waffles.
It's amazing.
I've never
If it's
had the
done
combination of chicken and waffles.
Sweet and savory. It's such a great combo.
Really?
It really is. Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah,
All
really.
right. So next up, we've got Kane2V1 saying, "Hi, guys. Thursday work distraction. Yes, we are.
Yes.
But at the same time, shouldn't be too distracting.
You're welcome.
You can still get your work done, and you're welcome."
Stealth GR4 says, "Hear me out. French toast over both pancakes and waffles. I think you're probably right. French toast is... My mouth is watering right now. Incredible.
All right. Well, noted. It's all these comments are about.
Anthony loving peanut butter on waffles. I have always been looked at weird putting peanut butter on my waffles and pancakes. Dude, peanut butter on waffles is like the best thing ever, dude.
All right, I may have to bypass some of these waffle comments so we can get to the
Dane,
real
are there
detailing.
other people like me? Like I've never confessed that to the world that I
Well,
like peanut butter on waffles.
There's solidarity. There are people out there who feel the way you do.
I will
about-
never know because you
about
won't
it.
put their comments up.
I just did.
Oh, that was the only one?
That was the peanut butter one,
all right.
yes.
Well, okay.
Otherwise, there's a whole lot of people saying, I like waffles, I like pancakes. So I'm just trying to make sure that we give you a well-balanced
What's the general
breakfast.
consensus? Waffles versus pancakes?
It seems like waffles are getting more love.
Really?
But it's fairly balanced. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
Joey wants horse-sized waffles. Those would be huge waffles. All right. Moving along here, we got Anna Longfield.
Yeah, I'm seriously considering leaving Meta platforms. I want to apply for the TRC program at the end of this year or next year. Okay.
Okay, Anna.
Well,
appreciate the clarity.
we can see what maybe Carson can come up with, right? I'm gonna toss that in his court and see what happens.
All right. Whoop.
I'm getting like a nice mist from that pressure washer. It's refreshing.
I know. Yeah, it's like kind of cooling you down
I feel
a
like
little
I'm
bit.
seaside right now on the coast.
Oh, yeah, I kind of like that. All right, moving along here. Oh, my goodness. Yes, okay, Stealth GR4. Mentioning, remember earlier, he was talking about his GR Corolla paint, the black paint he has. He thinks it's the worst. So the reason he thinks that is because it's hard and it chips very easily. Look at it wrong and it scratches. Now,
It's very
that stuff,
hard
that
and
stuff
chips
I've heard
easily.
before, but...
The paint is hard, but it chips easily. Look at it and look at it wrong, it scratches. So you mean it's soft and chips easily, or guess give me a rundown. What do you mean hard? Because
like chips as opposed to
usually like
gouging.
a harder clear would mean that a little bit more scratch resistant, right? A softer clear would be more easily susceptible to scratching. But I mean, I think what probably is the case is the paint is very thin. The paint is very thin on the GRs. Jimmy has his Corolla here, and
his is white.
He got his in white, and he had his PPF literally as soon as he could get it into PPF. But even just on a small little drive, I mean, he was doing his best to avoid chips.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that you got a couple little very small rock chips in just a short drive, and I think that clear is just really thin. I think just the paint itself was just really thin.
Like him, I did the exact same thing, even though my ND Miata, the RF, is white. It has like infamously like difficult paint to where it just likes to chip, like from rocks on the road being kicked up in particular. It's very sensitive to that. So I PPF'd the whole thing too, on the front at least, where it mattered.
Good.
But I didn't waste any time as soon as I got that car. It was very important to me not to let that be exposed. All right, still following up some more.
Toyota paint in recent years has just been awful. A lot of my customers also Toyota people, and we've all come to the conclusion Toyota whites and blacks are just junk. They look great, though.
All right, well, noted. Joey, Dane, I hope my visit to Boise coincides with a cheat day of yours so we can hit up Pay.
Joey.
I will make that happen.
I don't know if you know this, Joey, but I think you're going to be staying at Dane's house. Like, I know that like a hotel would be fun. The Home to Suites would be accommodating.
No, Home to Suites is the best.
But Dane's house is
the house on Hennon Hill.
That's the experience you want, man. I think like maybe
it's
we should.
It's an experience.
Maybe it'll be warm enough by TRC mode where me, you, Alex, and Joey can do a camp out in a tent in the backyard.
We can all just
like a bunch of kids.
Yeah. It'll just be like us hanging out in the back. Hopefully, we don't set the hill on fire. We'll have a nice little campfire.
Do you think
set
you'll
up
mow your lawn for us?
I can't mow that part of the lawn because it's not a lawn. It's literally like a
We're not
hillside
camp
with
up
brush,
on the
dry
hillside,
brush.
Dane. They're doing seances up there. I'm gonna just in your yard with your grass.
Okay, well, you feel more like you're in the forest if you're up in the back area.
Yeah, but there's also
trees.
Animals up there.
There's
wild deer and critters.
You know, it's nature at its finest. Anyway, moving along, Joey, I will make sure you get the full experience. DS here. I just retired the last of my old school TRC green glass towels. I know they're out of production, but I loved them. DS, I feel you there, buddy. I like them too. The green ones were the standard glass towels, not the premium. They were.
I didn't love them. They were corduroy.
They were an acquired
corduroy
taste.
Weave. Yeah.
Some people called them like herringbone.
Yeah, herringbone, corduroy weave. I mean, about the same. It was just
same idea.
They worked really well in one direction,
grippy.
Not so great in the other direction.
Ultra grippy.
Yeah.
Crazy gorilla grip. All right. Anna Longfield, mini corn dogs from Wiener Schnitzels. Great.
Those
Brings
are
back
so
school
good.
lunch with the homies. Oh,
yeah, those are
I hear
great,
that.
Anna.
And then Garage DIY. Sure enough, there's always a comment. Let's talk about detailing. Who cares about waffles and pancakes? I hear you. I understand.
Hit us with some detailing questions.
You can throw those out there. You guys help make the show.
I care about pancakes and waffles. I also like detailing.
Turns out, as humans, we're multifaceted. We care about more than just one thing. So, just a recommendation. We can branch out. We can do that. Otherwise, how do we differentiate ourselves from all the other detailing podcasts and shows that are out there? There's so many now.
True.
There's too many. All right, fine detailing.
I use Rinseless wash to clean my whole house. Real talk. Brian, I believe it, man. I believe it.
Yeah.
Joey Belinsky says, I clean the entire kitchen with Adam's Home Surface Cleaner followed by Bead Maker. Joey, you bought Adam's Home Surface Cleaner? You bought that?
Yeah.
Joe, like Brandon just shook his head at you, dude. Brandon's like, what the heck? Like, Joe, if you were to tell me you got Myers like home and kitchen cleaner or whatever, sure, right? Whatever. You get that Target, you get the concentrate, you mix it up, it'll last you forever. But you actually bought legit Adam's brand home surface cleaner.
Adam's going to pop his head in here and be like, yeah.
I am shocked. Maybe a little impressed. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, next up, we've got Kane 2 V1 saying, Built Hammer Touchless Pre-Wash Q Cannon Foam versus Spray Foamed versus Standard Sprayer. at 1% PIR, 1 liter. There's a lot of just acronyms and words going on here. Foam cannon uses 132 mil, hand sprayed 10 mil, 13 times product and cannon foam. I feel like I'm having a stroke reading that. Is that just me?
I'm trying to think.
I'm sure he's correct in how he's laying this out, but my brain is a little thrown reading that. You want to parse that out?
So I mean, so first
Brandon,
and foremost,
feel free to come parse that out.
Well,
if
no,
you feel.
well, I'm just gonna handle this as it should be. So we've used built hammer touchless. We have some in the cabinet over here. We've tested it several different times. I don't know what the right answer is. It's a sugar-based pre-wash. I don't know the effectiveness versus a foam cannon versus being hand sprayed. That's not something we've played with. I don't have the answer for you, but I'm pretty sure Built Hammer probably would. Maybe hit up Matt at Obsessed Garage and see what his thoughts are. But I don't know. I don't really know what the answer is. I know that it's a pretty cheap soap. It's not, not cheap to us, but cheap over on that side of the world. And I guess, I don't know, even using 100 mils wouldn't really be all that. I mean, yeah, you're using a decent amount, but you're also using a touchless wash that's hopefully going to perform and get a lot more coverage than you would if you were to do a hand sprayed application. So,
okay,
I don't know what the answer is.
Well, I'm glad for some reason, you know how sometimes you'll just read something, and even though you understand the words and the numbers, it's just not computing. I had that moment there, so apologies.
Yeah,
I short-circuited.
Little tism circuit.
No, it was hitting me something fierce. Juice-free. Would carpet bomber work as an anti-static pre-spray before vacuuming? We've actually done a video about that before.
Yeah, I think that paint gloss works a little bit better, and I think it adds a little bit of glide, and it's not going to hurt anything. It's just carpet bomber. You're going to be adding a lot. You're going to be adding detergents to the carpet, and you're not going to be extracting that, right? I mean, you're going to be vacuuming it, right? But you're not going to be removing that fully. So I suppose if you use carpet bomber and you wanted to try that, then I would probably follow up with finisher or something to counteract those detergents and those cleaners in there. That's what I'd probably do.
All right. Then we've got page 6 here, bringing it up. Oh, Garage DIY Reviews. This message about waffles was brought to you by Kellogg's. Oh,
I wish.
Have a vested interest. Imagine.
I wish, dude. If I had a Kellogg's sponsorship, I'd kill that, man. I would own it.
Bringing breakfast into every conversation. Just somehow, some way, it would happen every time.
Passing out waffles like nobody.
I'm afraid I harmed Steve Pearson with my dad joke. I lost a portion of my life to that terrible hoof joke. I'm okay with that. Always love a good dad joke. Steve, I'm glad you appreciated that because all I did was changed a letter to make a dumb joke, and it was in the moment. It was not pre-planned.
I love
it
that
just happened
Steve
that way.
has
but that's a bit of
fully
the tism affecting
embraced
too,
our TRC sense of humor.
I like Steve a lot. Steve has been a wonderful addition. I want you to know
how
that,
long
Steve.
has Steve been around for, though?
Honestly, I don't know. How long have you been coming
Steve,
in,
I can
Steve?
only trail you back to like several months. I mean, was it longer than that? And maybe it was just a little bit not as...
Because I recall you popping in from
comments?
time to time, unless I'm mistaken, but it feels like more recently he's been a lot more vocal.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I think once you offended him about the Volkswagen stuff, he really amped it up.
I know, but now he's one of us.
So the trick is we have to offend people and then become their friends. Offend and then friend. There we go.
He's with us,
the
and it's
offend
great.
to friend pipeline. That's what we need. Okay, I like that. Moving along.
Too funny.
Anna asking the important questions. Joey, does that Adams Home Surface Cleaner smell? He wants to know.
It probably has a nice fragrance to it.
And then Joey, to help everyone here, they say it's green apple, but it's very faint. I know, you wouldn't want it too overpowering anyway, I imagine. Hans Closen, Wowo's was great.
It was.
Man, there was a time. We tried, we really tried to show people how awesome it was. So,
awesome.
Some things just too early.
Such a good line.
Anna Longfield.
Anyways, okay, I can get an allergic reaction to most flowery scents. I will grab some. Okay, Anna, try it out. Let us know what you think.
Done and done.
It's giving Joey crap about it because I don't think anybody has to necessarily buy that stuff, but I mean, do it. I mean, I'm curious now. Maybe I want to smell it. OCD Telling New Jersey says, how long should the TRC clay sponge last? How many cars? I'm using the same one for over Cardi Stars and it still works. Kind of amazing. Dude, I mean, 100 uses, couple hundred uses. I mean, it'll keep going. I mean, really, it's not going to be an issue until if the clay starts really deteriorating, or if there's any major, contaminants that just aren't, that are getting stuck in the synthetic clay that aren't coming out, that's when I'd probably swap it out. But that synthetic clay material will last that long. That's just how it's designed.
Remember the first synthetic clay towel we got our hands on way back during MTE, as a matter of fact, and we used it, and it had already been trialed. Like, how many cars had it been on at that point?
Over 100.
Over 100. The thing looked rough, but it worked great. And we used it on Adam LZ's, drift cars and stuff. And it actually did the job. Because the problem was none of the products we ordered to do the detail when we got there showed up. So we had to basically ask around for our own products in many cases from the show. So people were very kind, and we appreciate that. They saved us from otherwise not having a video to make.
Yep, very true.
Stephen Lennon, I just bought a black pickup today. Been running frozen white paint for years, so getting into black paint will be fun. Just waiting on a good day to prep for G-Technic products.
Nice, Steve.
You can't go wrong. You're going to have a good time.
Have at it.
It is important. I like this, that Steven's going in with an open mind. He's not like, I'm terrified. It's like, no, okay, I'm going to enjoy this.
Embracing it.
He's going to
like
make
that.
it a thing. I like that.
I have a dad joke.
Oh, boy. Here comes the master of dad jokes himself.
I told you no.
That car behind us is looking purty.
I could have sworn you were just going to say, boy, that Toyota sure looks Supra. Okay, anyway, moving along.
What am I doing here anymore, man?
It hurts. See, this is what happens. It's scraping the bottom of the barrel, Gabe. You triggered that.
I want to leave.
I'm putting that on you.
I want to leave.
I'm putting that all on you.
They have me chained to this table.
You can't see it, but
Hence my will. Don't want to be here anymore.
This is your penance.
Levi escaped.
This is community service.
Levi escaped. He made it out. He got to Colorado, right?
He took one of his inmates and he tattooed a map on his back, and he's like, I'm gonna find my way out of here. Started digging with a spoon.
Dug out of there's a hole in the Swiss tracks under there.
He used Pepsi to burn through the concrete over time, eventually just wear it away. It's a whole thing. Anyway, DJ Mayo, ice gray FTW towels. Let's go.
Nice.
Agreed, man. People are excited about that. All right, what do we got here?
They have a limited blueberry pan clock scent, so I'm grabbing it. Oh, what the heck?
I'm thinking that's an autocorrect mistake and she meant pancake. I'm going to guess. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think she meant pancake. I think. Chris M. Go ahead.
Just hopping on now. I own a black Silverado. It's a lot of work to keep clean and scratch-free.
Anyway.
These guys.
Yeah, you're just trying. Chris, do your thing. Brian Rushing, what TRC towel is the best for rinseless wash? Oh, we do have opinions on this. And after the towel is soiled, do you recommend placing in another bucket of rinseless to soak, or immediately into a bucket with rags to riches?
Neither.
It can go into a water bucket.
You don't have to put any bucket. You can just set it aside. You can hang it. You can just hang it dry, or throw it straight in the wash.
Here's why, Brian. Because at this point, you're using rinseless. You're not using a sealant. You're not using something that's going to cause protection and seal it up. You're fine.
It'll be soiled, but it'll still be clean.
It'll clean up.
So best TRC towel. You can use really anything. I love Eagle 500s personally. 350s work great as well. Eagle 350s. Spectrums are great. Creatures are great. Minx Royales are great. Really, you can use whatever towel you would like to use, whatever you feel is going to feel best. But reason why I like using Eagle 500 or a plush towel is because it has a higher pile, meaning that it's going to have less pressure points, meaning that it's going to have more area for dirt and contamination to go to and keep it away from the surface and keep it from potentially scratching or marring, which it shouldn't do with any towel. But just saying, it's a paranoid thing. So, what I do is if I'm using the multi-towel method, and let's just say I have 5 towels, 6 towels into a bucket of rinseless wash, I can simply take one out, fold it into fourths, or fold it, it has 8 different sides, fold it in fourths, use it, wipe up everything I need to wipe up, and I can simply just discard that towel, usually just off to the side, right? Just hang it on something and grab my next towel of the bucket, then grab my next towel, then grab my next towel, and do the same thing until the entire car is washed. And really now my towels aren't heavily soiled, they're not nothing crazy, and now I still have remaining product left in the bucket that is brand new. literally, I did not put any of those dirty towels back in the bucket, so now I can take that remaining liquid and clean my wheels, or I can save it for a different date or whatever I want to do. But that's like a good multi-towel method way of doing it. But there's no rush when using a rinseless wash to immediately have to do anything. None at all. You don't have, that's not a thing. So don't worry about that.
Good to note. Sheepstar here. I had to go with PNS Defender the other day. I noticed it didn't like longer nap microfibers. What's your recommended towel for this product? I mean, I'm always going to point towards the FTW personally.
FTW is probably going to feel the best, but you're probably going to clog it. I mean, that's what's going to happen. You'll clog an FTW with Defender. Yeah. However, I don't know. What we'll use when we apply Defender is we use a shorter nap towel first, and then we can follow up with a longer pile towel as our final buff if that's what we want to do. So, for example, you could go into application of Defender with a pearl, whether it's, you can use Ultra Pearl if you want to do that from the Ultra Rippin' Rags. You can use just a standard pearl of any type. Do your application, do your full applying, and then you can follow up with an eagle and just knock it down if you have to knock it down a little bit more. But I can imagine that an eagle or a longer nap might be grabby at first with the product being spread into the panel, but once the product has flashed and set up and you go for that towel flip or you grab a different towel, once that surface tension changes, that means a long nap should be gliding across the surface with no issues. It shouldn't be grabby.
Okay. Then I've got DJ Mayo. What up, fam?
Hey, what's going
DJ.
on? Good to see you.
Nice to see you here. And then Anna very helpfully clarifies her crotch goblin response was my response to Neil. I'm on mobile, so I can't take people. Okay. Fine detailing. Sheep, I noticed the same thing. I used a Rippin' Rag, and it was fine. Little grabby, not the slickest out there. Okay. Now, I assume in that case he means a standard Rippin' Rag, not the XL, which is the pearl finish, which
XL
I would say glides
XL
even
really
a little
shouldn't
bit more.
be shouldn't be grabby.
Yeah, a standard one maybe, but an XL you probably shouldn't be running into too much of that. All right, so moving along here, kind of back and forth conversations. More back and forth conversations. Although, Anna was curious, Joey, do you have a towel that you use with the Adams Home Cleaner? I have FTW for Clean Maker, Bee Maker. Honestly, like I've mentioned in previous streams, FTW is my favorite towel. If you're not sure what to use, an FTW can do virtually anything you throw at it. And it's going to be better than most.
And it's now in ice gray.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Brandon, what are you doing right there?
Do we know what we're gonna do?
Oh yeah,
what's our
guys.
plan? Can we go?
All right, let's
forward,
skip
Dane?
ahead and we'll take a look at the newer votes and see where people are at.
I am running low on Defender. And
okay.
it sounds like
Okay.
Gabe didn't put the order in, so if we can't use Defender, we'll just blame Gabe.
That's fine. We blame Gabe for most things around here, and it feels good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it feels good to point your finger
I'm
at somebody.
I'm seeing Parla. I'm seeing Phobic. I see another Parla. I see. Oh boy. Okay. So people are more distracted by other things. They want to see
Phobic.
KCX Wax. Yeah, I'm seeing more Phobic. I'm seeing Phobic a lot. It's Parla and Phobic are the ones getting the most attention.
I'm kind of feeling this. I've used Parla, and I haven't used either of these.
So you're going to probably like the ceramic spray sealant from Armour probably more so than SO2. SO2 is great, but it's just not going to have as much slickness.
yeah.
So I go with that.
I took your advice, and I grabbed an Ultra Pearl and
Good
an
call.
Eagle 500 just for you.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right.
All right.
DJ Mayo on here? We're using your
DJ,
stuff.
DJ is somewhere in here.
Shout out.
Have fun. I know we asked everybody what they wanted us to use, and we just pretty much just said, slam dunked it and said, nah, we're going to use what we want to use.
Overridden.
Sorry.
Oh, that's what happens. All right, so Brian here. I bundled several mostly full gallons of Adams products to sell on Marketplace. Got half my dollars back to spend at
Nice.
TRC. Hey, we ain't mad about that. That's great.
fine. Yeah,
So,
we'll
Brian,
take that.
glad you prioritized your own happiness in the end. All right, so we're going down the list here. I've got Bill, who was talking about Dane. Stop pushing these Eagle 500s on me. I have so many already. He says, Dane, I'm referring to the 2 YouTube commercials that you're pushing Eagles in, and Anthony is using the waterless paint sprayer. Okay, so on that front, if it's the video I'm thinking it is a video of the older Eagles that I made a long time ago. And then these guys were like, oh, that's a great Eagle video. Even though some of the information is a little older, it's still Eagles, but it's just, if you go and click, the Eagles are even better now. So it's not a bad thing, but we're going to work on making a new version of the video eventually. It's just for right now, that one is the one that's getting the attention. So people like it. You know, and all the ways it's used in that video still hold today. There's really nothing you couldn't do with that one that you can't do with the new ones. All right, moving along here. Bill, I can't escape them. Okay. Ryan L. My old boss sold a Porsche 928 parts car for a pallet of Mountain Dew. What? The guy thought he was joking, but he wasn't. That is interesting. I mean, it's a non-running Porsche 928. I love those cars. An acquired taste for some, but I think they're cool.
Sometimes people are down for trade deals like that. You never know what's going to happen.
That's rad, though, as far as a way to do that.
Pallet of Mountain Dew, that's amazing.
I mean, that's certainly a choice. All right, so I'm going from page 6 to 5. All right. Alkaline Towpad. Dan, you just appear out of nowhere. Usually, if we have inside bugs, magnets and EMPs are involved. Ooh, getting into that spycraft. All right, then we've got fine detailing. Anthony, Griot's has spray, vent, and hanger scents in JDM. You're welcome.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out.
Griot's is, they're smart people over there. They know what they're doing. Glass coating is blowing me away. Zero degradation, even though all the salt, sand blasting from other cars on the highway, says Steve. Ooh, Hans Close.
We actually did an ADS glass coating install today.
Yeah.
Gabriel did it. He left a couple high spots, but it was on Josh's truck, so I mean it was okay.
I don't think he'll be making the same mistake twice.
Hans yelling Trivium Trish.
Except he forgot the age.
Never forget her. I think about her often.
Oh man. All right.
Nathan Godinez says, my interior suffers from getting super dusty super quick. What can I do to keep the dust down? I use ADS Pilot to clean my interior, by the way.
Okay.
Getting dusty super quick. Are you driving with the windows down a lot, dude? Like, I mean, what's
I mean, I do.
An interior really won't get, dusty on its own without, you have an air filter, that's bad inside the car, or you're driving with the windows down. I mean, I got cars that literally live outside, sit outside for months on end. There's no dust on them, especially if I'm not rolling the windows down. So that's really probably the answer.
You're also the guy who doesn't use his windshield wipers, so.
No, because it's not pure, Dane.
Yeah,
nobody should use the windshield wipers. You get stuff all over your vehicle. Pilot really does not attract dust too. That's the other thing. That's the other big trade-off there. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for you, man.
Well, hopefully that's at least a start.
Yeah, you're already using a killer interior cleaner. I don't really know what else to tell you on top of that. I can't think of anything else that would be different. Yeah.
DJ Mayo. Steve. It's killer. I finally did my own car after the 10 hours of straight wiper testing, so it's fresh for once, and I'm obsessed.
Nice.
Hippopotamus Stew saying Brandon is a good sport.
Oh, he is.
Probably because I was asking Brandon to do a few different things, and he was just being very nice. Thank you for obliging. It was for the listeners, and don't necessarily want to hear all the noise sometimes, so we try and work around it. But thank you. Buried to Heart. What's he saying, Anthony?
Anthony, do you want me to bring you some energy shots? I know when I saw Indian Long Island a couple years, I gave you a few. Barry, yeah, I remember that, dude. That was funny. Yeah,
he's thinking you seem sleepy today.
Today I am. I don't know what's going on. Last night I didn't sleep super well, and today I've just been kind of super out of it. I don't know. I've had a couple cups of coffee, but it's just not hit me today. So I think it might be. I don't know. Maybe I just need a good night's sleep or something like that. I don't know. But now
thanks anyway,
I think at MT we're all usually pretty cracked out on energy drinks and things like that to get us through the day, within reason, of course. Yeah. And but yeah, I think
you got a heart to look after,
Yeah, exactly. Dane, you're drinking 2 Celsiuses back to back.
Well, not back to back.
You drank a Celsius
9 a.m. this morning,
yes!
And now it is 3:30.
2 Celsiuses
separated by several hours. Yeah, you just keep it real separated, and you're sipping over the course of like 2-3 hours.
I remember when you used to do the two
it's like
bangs.
it's like I'm microdosing Celsius.
I remember when you used to crack open a second bang after the first one, and I was like, "What are you doing, man? Like, you're crazy."
It's a little of that. All right.
ADS Glass V2 is already goated.
I mean, if you're a fan, you're a fan. Next up, just ordered the glass coating. Wait to put it through its paces for the rest of this crazy Canadian winter, says Adamos Garage.
Yep.
Nice. Glad to hear that, Adamos. And Shark Blue Turbo, part-time personal detailing. Wash my cars when they get dirty, not as often as I should. Don't have time. You know, I think that's a lot of people here. Is there are people who are just kind of getting interested in detailing, and they're looking for a place to start. Shows like this are meant to be a good, like, foot in the door. True. And also, we still have to find ways to appeal to the people who know it all, right? Like, there's going to be people who there's years and years of experience.
And you're
very
saying
well
you
can
think
know
that there's
more than
people
us.
that know it all?
I think there are know-it-alls.
Okay, that's
I've met
honest.
plenty of those, which,
Oh.
you know, sometimes you just kind of sit there and you just quietly listen, and you're kind of going, wow, this person sure likes to sound like they know what they're talking about. And I'll leave it at
Gosh, you're
that.
being very honest right now.
Yeah, well, you know, that's most times. That's most times. But, you know, that positivity, that's what we're really looking for here. So, Alkaline Towpat, how often would you clay a car that is daily driven in winter weather, including dirty, melted snow and ice?
Maybe once a year, twice a year if it really needs it. But I'm probably just going to use like Ultra Clay Scrubber, you know, maybe in a soap wash, maybe use it with lots of foam, use a dedicated clay lube. Yeah, I mean, if the vehicle is protected and the coating or whatever protection is doing its job, you know, there really shouldn't be that much stuff bonding to the surface. But even if it does, then usually just a good maintenance clay, you know, sometime after wintertime, you know, beginning of spring, usually will get you straight again, and you probably will be able to do it just once a year, really. Yeah. Next
And
up.
for the record, I will say, as far as the know-it-all thing goes, just speaking from personal experience,
Are you feeling guilty about what you said?
No, I don't feel guilty because I have
Yeah,
met people where
I know,
I'm like,
you're-
this person probably needs to chill. But in the case when we don't know something, we will tell you we don't know that thing. I value that honesty, and I want you guys to understand that we are going to be honest with you about that stuff. If we don't know, we'll just say it. We're not going to pretend that we have some grand answer to it and we know exactly. Like, we'll ask for clarification if we think we might know, but we want to be sure. So, hey, I just want to say, this is a show that cares. At least I feel like Anthony and I are really clear on that message. So,
I think so.
yeah. All right.
Maybe.
Tamara.
Tamara says, shout out to Aaron. Let him know my For Real fits my Kenmore vac. It's awesome. Heck yeah.
Ken Morbeck, yeah.
You know, a little bit of a side thing here. I was actually on YouTube last night. I was watching a video. I saw somebody put, I can't remember what the YouTube channel was, but I actually do want to try this. Somebody attached a Flexzilla hose to their IK Multi Pro 12.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, it's just swap the fittings over, and you have a hose that's a little bit more flexible and less stiff than the original IK hose.
That's what I've always wanted.
The difference here is that your IK hose is going to be a braided hose, right? So it's going to be a safer option, right? The Flexzilla line is designed to be an air hose. It's just more flexible, so I don't know if there's any braiding in that hose necessarily. So as far as safety concerns go, the IK sprayer hose will be a much safer option, but I was intrigued by this Flexzilla hose idea. I was like, I would try that.
Okay.
I would play with it and see what happens. But
Would you order one and have it here and just like mess around with it in the studio, see how you like it?
It's like the hose is like $15 or something like that.
Oh,
but
that's
then you
not
just cut
bad.
it. Then you're supposed to cut it. It comes in like 25 feet. But I was reading the comments and people say like between 10 feet is pretty much ideal.
Do you adapt the ends to?
Yeah,
to
you just
fit
adapt the ends.
Okay.
I was intrigued by it. I wish Flexzilla made black hoses because that lime green is kind of hideous. But like.
To each their own.
You know, I do love modifying IK sprayers, and I've done that myself over the years, but that was one of those mods where I was like, yeah, different hose on that might be nice.
Alex is clearing up saying that Flexzilla video was Will's Ride Care.
Will's Ride Care.
Thank you for that, Alex.
Nice, okay.
All right.
Detailing Vibes 2006.
sorry.
I missed that.
I will go back here.
Missed it, Dane.
Sorry, Alpha Tango. We'll get to you right after this one. Here we
Anthony,
go.
what is your wash process for a salted car? Well, fortunately, here in Idaho, We don't really have salt. We'll use like magnesium chloride, but we haven't got any snow. We haven't got any real snow
we got
for
snow on
a couple
New
years.
Year's,
Yeah,
and then that was like it.
I mean,
we haven't seen much since.
Pre-spraying, pre-spraying with some type of pre-cleaner is always going to be ideal. After the pre-spray, rinsing thoroughly, undercarriage cleaning, and all of that. There's a lot of different sprays you can use out there. Mudbuster sounds like it's been a pretty good option for people in those those kind of undercarriage stuff. There's rust inhibitors actually built into Mudbuster, so it's not only going to be a cleaner, but it's going to be kind of a little bit of a preventative thing as well. So you could use that on undercarriages. It's going to be able to blast a lot of that away and kind of neutralize a lot of that salt. Exterior, though, most APCs are going to be able to do that on just your painted surfaces.
Okay.
So really, it's the grit. The grit's probably the big thing I'd be worried about, is that grit and grime. So as long as you're removing that safely, chemical wise, you're staying on top of it at that point. But
anytime you've got like
rust is a bust, though.
Large granules of anything resting on the surface, the second anything else makes contact with those and moves them along the surface, that's where the damage comes from.
Agreed.
All right. Alpha Tango 04. Looks like I made the second half. Good afternoon, fellow humans. As to you, fellow human. Trying to finish up the work week, and it seems like everyone is trying to pick a fight today. I need some TRC goodness. What is happening out there? What are we missing? Like, apparently there's like this energy of just like outside. So I don't know what's going on, but maybe I'm blissfully ignorant today.
The inauguration changed people.
So, well, whatever it is, people are feeling just a little on edge.
What else happened this week?
Yeah. Well, certainly some things happened this week. So anyway, Alpha, I'm happy we can provide you some goodness, some positivity, but also, measured realism while we're at it too.
Moving on.
Detailing vibes. 2006. Would a high pH soap be a good soap for decon of a salted vehicle? We kind of already addressed this, but
you can use that.
Yeah. Then
Sheepstar. It'd be better than using pH balance. I mean, I suppose that would be the answer to that.
All right.
Acid for salt also is fine too. Yeah, you can do that. So you can use you can actually use reactivation shampoo if you wanted to use that.
Then we got Detailing Vibes saying, what's a good product from y'all for a good drying aid? I mean, we have different preferences, but if you do a rinseless wash, you can drying aid with the rinseless use.
Yeah, we got a lot of good product. Check out Amplify from ADS.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
People have really been enjoying
New
that
brand of
lately.
TRC. Try that. Let us know what you think.
And then we've got, KCX Wax got that ultimate pop. Y'all can do a poll in the chat. Oh, that's back to what we were talking about there. So back with the phobic and all that stuff. More comments about wax. Okay. Is there a drying aid that really works and doesn't have any ceramic in it? Wax-based, maybe, like Carnauba-based.
Yeah, dude.
They exist.
Paint gloss from PNS.
Yeah.
It's very affordable. You can use as much as you would want to possibly use, so never overdo it. And
you're not going to find a ton of protection in that or anything. It
won't clog your towels. Yeah,
and it smells nice. I still love the way it smells.
Paint gloss. I say that almost every single week. It's a great drying aid.
What is the smell they say it is versus how people perceive it to smell?
Banana scented.
And I don't get that.
But I get cinnamon. Yeah, cinnamon.
I've always thought of it, and they go, no, there's no cinnamon in there.
Did you know that used to be one of the most underscented products that PNS had? Like, you actually couldn't even smell it. It kind of just smelled like the chemical underneath.
And then people picked up on something. You said it?
I told Dave. I said, what's the scent of this? He goes, oh, it's a banana. I go, you need to triple the scent inside this. And he goes, oh, you think we should increase the scent? I go, you need to increase the scent. Because this
is why I love Dave, though, because he actually listened.
Well, but you know that paint gloss wasn't a big seller. Did you know that?
It wasn't.
It was actually one of their lowest sellers that they had in the double black line.
Sometimes
and they were
trying takes is a little push.
They were trying to figure out different ways to promote it and get it in more hands. And I said, hey, you guys have a really good product here, but I really think that, like, scent-wise, you're kind of competing in this Adams Detail Spray space. There's other quick detailers out there that smell really good. It's meant to be kind of a fun product to jump into that anybody can use. I'm like, I think you should bump up the scent. And it's funny because they bumped up the scent, and now it became like...
Think about what part of the process that represents. Smell is so closely linked to memory. I see a lot of people debate online, oh, do smells matter or not when it comes to products? And some people are like, I think they're just wasting their time talking about scents. But actually, when it comes to products that actually stick around in the market, have that staying power, in addition to just being a good product, making a good impression when you're using it is a huge part of the battle, because otherwise, why is somebody going to pick your product over something else?
Well, for example, we have that Koenigsegg line inside there.
Yeah.
We paid like a ridiculous amount of money for that.
It's expensive. It should be like mind-blowing, like those products. But anybody who watched the most exotic products detailing video we did with it,
I mean,
your
performance-wise,
impressions
they
were-
weren't great, right? But a couple of the scents, they killed it on.
the scents are crazy.
Some of those scents were nuts.
enough
Like, they
to
were
make
so
you,
good.
Enough to make you want to use the product again, despite
Yeah.
it not being any
No, it wasn't
particularly
that good.
great.
Like, even the interior cleaner was like one of the worst interior cleaners I've ever used in my entire life.
but
It
you
was
would use it
literally-
again just to
It
smell
was
it.
a horrible interior cleaner. But man, that barbershop smell, I was like, crap, I'd probably use it again. Man,
Get
it
'em.
smelled so good. Very funny.
Alex Stewart with my I hate chain restaurants sign. Best thing at Olive Garden is the parking lot hand sanitizer.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Oh man, that's a dig.
That's a throwback, dude. That was going way back in
Oh,
time.
that's so good.
I think it was the last time I talked about Olive Garden on this podcast.
Anna doesn't like Olive Garden.
Not an Olive Garden person.
Rogueware. Oh no, like the company. Different Rogueware.
Oh,
Olive
my
Garden's trash. Go to a
gosh.
real Italian restaurant. I love. They always get on my case like, Dane, you don't like chains. I'm like, I just like going to a mom and pop if I can help, or at least like I'll go to like a smaller chain where it's like a local thing. But if it's like a corporate chain, it's less interesting to me.
Yeah.
The trade-off, though, is for people who are like, oh, I don't feel good about going to a place I don't recognize. You kind of know what you're getting if you're in a faraway place, and you're like, well, I can trust that that's going to be at least decent to what you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still hold that I will try a one-off place, just a local restaurant versus a chain. More hate. All this talk. All right.
I love this. I think this is, guys, this is what
This
makes
is what
me
happens.
happy. Like,
And
I love
Neil
this.
losing
This is
it. Oh
hilarious.
my goodness, we're back to the topic of waffles and pancakes. Okay. Is Anthony growing the dad stash? Wonders David
For a
Cervantes.
little while. My family's out of town for a little while, and so I'm kind of just, I'm being the man that I want to be while my family's away, right? Because here's the deal. Like, my wife doesn't love the mustache. She doesn't, it's not her favorite thing in the world. I don't even like it. I think it's hideous, right? But it's so fun that I'm like, F it. Why not, right? Just own it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing it.
And we already answered this one, but he says misposted. Oops. So is there any correction in there that would change your previous answer?
Spacing is 1%. 1 liter foam lamp. Use hand sprayed.
No, pretty much the
I
same.
don't know. I mean, I hit up Matt, ask him what his thoughts are. I mean, 13 years and 13 times the product there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know in terms of efficiency what the difference is between the two styles of application.
Okay.
Ricky Valencia says, how about a wax finish it off? Guion, Q2 wax or soft 99 Fuso wax would make it, yeah, I think both of those
that'd
would be a
look
good
good.
option too.
We don't have either of those here, though.
Yeah, I don't have any of those things, so sorry about that.
But that's okay. I appreciate the input anyway.
It's an absolute banger. Dude, what's an absolute banger? What's he talking about?
What is going on, Joey?
It has the bends.
What is
happening?
I think he's having an episode over there. You okay, bud?
I use Rinseless on our floors, pilot on our couch. Nice.
Okay. We washed, like when we first moved into this building, John, my parents, myself, and even my brother, we mopped the walls using microfiber mops and no rinse.
Yeah.
And that's how we cleaned all the dust and cobwebs and everything. And serious shout out to John, who was just going nuts on the ceiling where there was diesel soot out in the warehouse. It's crazy.
Hippopotamus 2 saying Joey's a rebel. He is a rebel.
Yes. And then Sheepstar clarifying here, saying he's saying that foam cannon uses a lot more product.
Correct. Yes. No,
Yeah.
I was picking that up. I was just saying I don't know what the difference is between the application, which one's more effective between
Right.
spraying and foaming. I don't know.
That's where the confusion was coming from. All right. And then Neil, I don't know if Matt Mormon could answer that equation. Anna also saying, OG Matt uses foam cannon. Yes. Then a foam cannon dilutes it further because the dilution in the cannon mixes down a second time going through the lance.
Yeah, probably. But so the thing is, but kind of going to what I was originally saying, touchless from Built Hamber in the country that it originates from is like 15 pounds, 14 pounds. Not a lot. Under 20 US dollars, right?
Yeah.
Under 20 US dollars. For a 1 liter.
Right. No,
That's a killer deal.
That's a killer deal. Great
and
deal.
so the way I'm reading this, in terms of being like, okay, if we want to get really picky about the product usage, right? I go, you're getting 10 touchless applications for a little over $1 a usage, right? I mean,
yeah. That's how you should think of it.
Of
It's
the
cost
highest
per
quality,
use.
one of the highest quality washes out there. I'm like, that's not bad. I think that's okay. I mean, if you can extend it further and put it into a sprayer, then by all means, yes. But look at the other soaps here. I mean, Kosh Chemi, right? GFX, GSF, right? A lot of us are easily putting in 100 mils into a foam cannon. 200. I mean, 200,
I think a lot of people
200
are.
mils into
Yeah.
a foam. I mean, we're blowing through that soap because we love to use it, right?
Yeah.
But look at the cost of that, right? We're into that a minimum of $20, right? Even up to $20-something, right? Depending on which soap it is in the Kosh Chemi line. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, you're losing a lot more product, but your expectation of that product is that you are getting a touchless pre-foam that is going to do a lot more in the end. And so if that's the reality of it, then yeah, I think it's totally worth over $1 a wash.
Okay.
A bucket application.
Something to consider. But yeah, no, when you're thinking about that stuff, if you're concerned as
We don't
I'm
even
using a
sell
lot
the
of
crap. We
products,
don't even sell this stuff.
I use a lot of
backing
product.
it up, saying, "Hey, I mean,
if you're concerned about using a lot of product, think back to cost per use and then use that as your metric. Because there are going to be people who are like, I don't care what it costs, I just want to use this product. In which case, you probably don't care about using a bunch of product
Because
either.
now look at your wheel cleaner usage, right? You're spending $12 on a wheel cleaner, a pint of wheel cleaner. Well, I know you're blowing through a ton of it. I know you're going through.
Everybody
I know you're
does.
going through half of that thing, right? So you spent $6 on a wheel clean, right? But $1.50 for a snow foam pre-clean, like a really high quality one. I don't know. I mean,
All right, here's the
Getting
thing.
into semantics.
We are 3-4 pages behind, and we
Dane,
got 5 minutes.
we-
You're going to have to
we-
channel your inner Levi, and we are going
Let's
to
do it, Dane.
power through.
we got 5 minutes. We're ending this at 4.
Well.
We totally told ourselves.
We've been so you guys have been so helpful lately at the end.
No, we're talking, Dane. Okay, great job, Steve. We're excited for you, Steven. Get after it, dude.
Yeah, no, happy to see that. Then we follow up.
Yep, mixture of the water. Okay, got it.
David Cervantes.
Since the second half, anything goes. Second half, has anybody else been sick, like ungodly sick for the past week or two? I know several people that have been ungodly
Coworkers
sick.
who are out right now.
I am terrified to go to MTE, and especially our adventures after MTE. So what I'm hoping, don't shake my hand, don't touch me. Don't look at me.
Oh, you're
I'm
transmitting it through sight.
I'm going to be in a hazmat suit because I do not want to get sick at MTE because let's just face it, most of the people that go to MTE are the kind of people that go to MTE sick, and I'm just not wanting to mess with that.
And he's saying that from experience. We've seen it. It's happened.
No, there's a
Joey
certain type
using
of
his
people.
$10 words.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Whatever Joey said.
Benzalkonium chloride is what I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, I was very confused when he was talking about benzos earlier.
Okay. Keep going.
Yep. All right. And Aloha Gents from Rocky Lives On, or Rocky Iverson, as you
Oh,
guys like to
Rocky
call.
Iverson.
Happy to see you, buddy. All
My
right.
guy enjoying that Hawaii weather. Miss you, man.
All right. And then Alpha Tango. Anthony, I'm not sure if you have any experience with CG Hydro Speed Quick Detailer. Super slick, but super expensive. I'm guessing Beadmaker is the easy answer, but you guys are carrying new products now.
I have not tried any of the new Chemical Guy stuff, to be honest with you.
All
I
right.
haven't.
Well, there's your answer.
I'll try it. I mean, if the bottle shows up here and somebody else picks it up, I probably won't spend money on it, to be honest. I mean, I might if I'm really curious. Who knows? If I'm at a Walmart and I smell it and I go, I'll give it a shot.
I mean, CG has so many products. Just one day, maybe just,
Brandon,
feel
are you
curious.
spraying Terminator? What's that scent? Was that Terminator? I feel
Yeah.
like
Properly prepping the tires
Okay.
for Ghost.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
Okay, we
I
get
had to
there.
bring my own Terminator, my own.
You should have let us know. I
X-Foam.
got a couple bottles of Terminator.
feel like you probably
hidden
do.
No, that's
away
good.
somewhere. I
If
do
we
that
go
smell.
slightly past 4, I'm trying for Nick's sake not to, but if we do, it might happen. We want to make sure we give him a chance to finish.
Okay,
so,
Dan,
Steve,
here we go. No,
I've
but-
known about TRC for a few years, but was way too late to the show.
Oh,
Steve,
Steve,
we're just glad you're
We're
here now,
glad you're
buddy.
here.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Dane, I'm gonna have you pick a few more questions here. New FTWs are ordered, Rocky. Good,
Yes.
thank you.
All right. And then normally all Japanese cars have super thin paint / clear on their vehicles.
Yes, they do.
There's a tradition of that.
Yep.
It's not everyone, but it is a lot of them.
Send me a bottle, Joey. Let's do
right.
it. I'll party. Antiseptic is more important than cleaning the home and the kitchen, in my opinion. I can see that.
All right. And then we got some... All right. We're going to skip ahead to page 3. Oh, Johnny-opolis. John Hole, nice to see you here, even if it's at the end. Hey, guys, good to see you. Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve, John. Miss you, man.
Yeah, we do miss you.
Could
Thanks
use
for
a
popping
John
in.
hug.
Yeah.
Anthony, pallet of churros for the Raptor.
No,
Deal.
Wow, it's that easy?
Nah, you show up with the churros, man. I'm in.
Oh, man.
Nathan says, thank you for another live Q&A. I'm having issues with dust building. Okay, yeah, we can't. I don't know. I don't know why you're getting issues with Pilot, to be honest.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Well, that's definitely something you want to take a look at in future uses and see if you notice.
What are your experiences with Shine Supply products? Do you like their lineup?
I know Levi really liked them.
Everything I've ever tried from Shine Supply has always been pretty killer. They make good stuff.
331 Snake Pit. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Please remember to hit like and subscribe. Thank you, Snake Pit.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Doing our job for us. All right.
Grizz, strong connections to JD. I mean, from Tacoma, they used to deliver. Yeah, for sure.
I'm also from Tacoma, so I understand that. But, there are other places to live, and I found it worked out okay that way.
Ooh, that was a smooth crack, Brandon.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola and
Crispy.
Pepsi. Stay thirsty, friends. Yes.
Alpha Tango.
Stopped using my wipers after the first time I heard Anthony say that. He's right. Takes 2 minutes to wipe it down versus blowing nasty butt guts, questionable chems, and dirt all over your paint. Alpha, this is the way. You're doing the right thing. I'm telling you. It's not pure to use your wipers or windshield wiper fluid. Don't do it.
Oh, man.
Just pull over. Get a
right.
towel. Get some high-quality glass cleaner. Clean off yourself.
Iced Out Detailing LLC. Why you think I'm here? I'm new to the game. Appreciate you popping in and learning here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Please, always feel free to ask questions. And when we're not here, leave them in the comments below after the fact, and we can check them out for next time. All right. Then moving along here. Okay. Can anyone tell me what the scent is for ADS Amplify? ADS has new air fresheners, by the way. Blue Squash, Stormy Night, Peach Champagne have been delightful, but can we get an Amplify air freshener?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's technically. I think that the correct chemical name of it was called like Fruit Slice or something like that, or whatever the actual scent was called. I think it was called Fruit Slice, something like that. I will say that ADS is not the only company that uses that scent. There's been other companies who have used that scent in the past, so it's not necessarily new, but I think that ADS's chemical makeup of Amplify with that scent by far smells the best.
Nice. And that's true. Yeah, the chemical makeup of a product will affect the final scent no matter what you're mixing in there. It'll be different from someone else's.
But no, I love
version.
Amplify. I mean, so I think it's one of the best smelling products that there is. I mean, it's amazing. But I don't know what the exact, I don't know if it's a little bit of strawberry, maybe there's some kiwi, but I know it's like a generic fruity smell.
Juice free.
Why don't people realize that soap is inferior to Rinseless?
There are strong opinions on both sides. The reality is, if you have a clean car at the end, just be happy with that. That's your goal. But feel free to try them. I think people, they lock themselves into sites too much on that.
Yeah.
And
Rinseless royalty.
clearly Juice has some opinions. Kirby saying, Anthony, I sent you an email.
Oh, thank you. I'll check it out, Kirby. I'll check it out in a little bit here.
All right, on to page 2. I am cruising. Okay, then Hero McKee's N914 Rinseless, both good drying aid of polishing and applying coating. This is Benna Del Nabi.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and my 2 dream trucks are a matching or inverse set of Tacoma and Tundra. You know what? We all have dreams. Fragrance for me does matter, says Tamara Chase. Okay, then I've got, just more Olive Garden slander, I'm sure you. Thank you for that.
Should we go to Outback Steakhouse, Dane? I haven't been in such a long time.
The last one I went to was in an airport.
Oh.
Sheepstar. I ruined this Q&A. One of my proudest achievements. Sheepstar, you know what? Just for that, people should go check out your channel and leave nice comments on your videos. I think that's worth it. And, for that matter, leave comments on this video too, because, hey, we got to boost that algorithm. Winter classes in Hawaii, says Rocky Lives On. Let's set up an MTE idea in my hometown. Well, that would be very convenient for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be nice. All right, continuing to move along. Anthony has a new role in Super Troopers. Yeah, he would fit right in. Absolutely.
I'd have a
No
fun
question. Anna, shout out to Sheepstar. You made it fun. I agree. Oh, no. Farva's older brother, says Snakepit.
What the heck?
That's Neil. And he goes, I mean, younger brother.
What the heck? Don't relate me to Farva.
Oh, no.
Freaking Farva. Don't
It's
give
the
me
mustache
no,
that gets him.
No,
A
anybody
large
else,
Farva.
but not Farva.
It's all day. Yep. Moving along the line. I'm cruising. And we've got Neil saying, Snakebit, do you understand? Anthony's never seen that movie and hates great movies. No, he has seen that movie, I'm sure. All right. Ooh, John Hull saying, Touchless is $9.95 in our store. That's in Great British pounds. Or is that? Oh, no.
$9.95?
That's a freaking deal.
It's a freaking deal, dude.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
great deal for a liter of Touchless. That's a phenomenal deal.
All right. Then Juice Free here.
I'd
Red
be
Company,
blowing
will you
through that
carry
stuff.
my new Rinseless I'm making? It's called Soap version 2.
Juice, you're crazy, dude.
You are
you're
wild
a crazy
one.
guy.
He didn't say apron once today. I'm kind of shocked. Don't think I forgot, Juice.
No, paint gloss is pretty anti-static, man. So paint gloss will not attract a bunch
Paint
of
gloss
dust.
is meant to offset that, so there
Yeah.
you go. All right, and then moving along here, I've got Frank Kruger. I heard you guys talking about linting on glass towels in the last live. I shouldn't wash my waffle weave towels with the rest of my microfibers?
You can, but just know that because the waffle weave is so much tighter than that of the other weaves, right, like a terry weave or a twist loop, that if there is any type of residual lint, the chance of it getting locked and wedged into a waffle is much higher. So just keep that in mind.
Historically, Levi always suggests, and I agree with that, getting them out by job rather than the type of towel they are.
Because glass towels are usually one of the
chemicals
exceptions
they're
where you can
exposed
wash
to.
them on their own.
Glass towels, you want them to be separate. All right. Flack Pyro, very upset. Stop smelling all the chemicals. I don't think he's going to stop, though.
Can't
Maybe
stop
just
me.
a little less. Thanks for a great live. Have a great weekend, says David.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you, sir. Steve, great Q&A as always. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Then you can keep them going. I'm going to keep popping them on the screen
We're
until we
working
get to
on
the
a clear
end.
coat just like every other car has. Yep, clear is pretty much mostly the same. It is and isn't. I mean, but,
Yeah.
it's not like dirt, dust. It's more like lint, and I don't think is the issue. It's probably my car. It could be your car.
Okay. That's possible, too. I used to
Scott,
work at
did you
Outback
really?
Steakhouse, Scott.
Dude, I love the wings
Oh, buddy.
there. Those
All right.
Kookaburra wings, where they are. Thanks, fellas. Peace and love upon you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Juice Free also got in the apron because I reminded him.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Just making sure. And the very end, enough with the shenanigans, guys. More Super Troopers references. Thanks, guys, says Frank. And all right.
That's it.
We have made it. We survived. We got to the
Nick,
end.
how's that-
And we
how's-
were only 6 minutes after the fact.
How is that Supra looking?
Yes. Looks good.
Supra purdy.
Can we get a
Supra
shot
purdy.
of that Supra? I don't know what else to do. I don't know if the other camera's not working. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Dude, that thing's looking good, man. That looks incredible.
All right. Well,
So, yeah.
I want to give
Brandon,
a
thank
big
you.
shout out to Brandon here for coming in, doing his thing. If you want to
course.
take a moment, Brandon, come up here, do a
Yeah.
shout out. Come on, we want to plug your pluggables. Tell people where they can find you.
Brandon,
Let 'em know.
where could they find you?
I'm
See your work.
winded. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. So Purdy Auto Pros on Instagram and YouTube and sometimes on Facebook, I guess, if you guys are still on Facebook. But
Brandon Purdy,
no,
Purdy
this has
Auto Pros.
been an awesome experience. Obviously, the Grambassador program pays off because I get to use this thing. So
You do get to
I
use this
appreciate
thing.
it.
Use it
It
and
helps
abuse
being
it,
in
right?
Boise. That's right.
It does help being in Boise. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much, man. We appreciate you
Yeah, of
bringing the
course.
car out and washing it and providing the audience with something going on in the background other than just our mugs. So,
Absolutely.
It's been fun.
So thank you to all of you who tuned in. Make sure you give Purdy here a follow. Check out Purdy Auto Pros on the platforms he mentioned. And if you haven't already, please give us a big thumbs up, big old like here on this live stream, as well as make sure you're subscribed to this channel and leave a comment down below on a topic you'd like to see in a future Q&A. We'll kind of do another deep dive focus. I think that's kind of fun way to
think
do
so.
these, a way to bring it all together. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we will catch you next week on another Q&A Thursday. We'll see you.
See ya.